been injured in an accident, one thing leads to another. Your injury leads to treatment. Treatment leads to hospital bills. Bills lead to debt. Debt leads to stress. The advocates can help relieve that stress. Having an advocate attorney on your side leads to faster resolutions, fair outcomes, and a peaceful recovery for you. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show live on your YouTube machine. Happy Thursday, February 12th already. It is already Valentine's. Bro, I was in Paris yesterday at Christmas, and it is already Valentine's Day weekend on The Monty Show. Oh, God, I love you so much. That's weird, and I don't know why I did that. But we are, as always, brought to you by the Advocates at theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365 at theadvocates.com. And you guys, I say it every single day. Every single day I tell you that when you've been in an accident, it's one of the worst days of your life. And hopefully you've never been and you never will be. The percentages are not on your side. For those of us that have been in major car accidents, it is terrifying. It is scary. You're not thinking straight. You need somebody who will tell you the truth. You need somebody that will give you clear, risk-free advice without reaching into your pocket. That's the advocates. They act with compassion and empathy. There are no retainers. There are no consultation fees. No. You don't pay the advocates unless and until they win your case. So if you've been in a car accident, listen, if you get into an accident in an Uber, you got to know what to do. The advocates know what to do. You get bit by your neighbor's dog who ran free, you got to know what to do. And the advocates know what to do at theadvocates.com. Jake, are you because I think this is how important is Valentine's Day in a man's life? In all seriousness, how important is Valentine's Day in a man's life?
I think it's year to year. I think, when you do a trip like Paris for Christmas, and then, your significant other's birthday is in January, and then you're both kind of on the same page that maybe this year Valentine's Day isn't as big a deal. This year,
so you copped out.
I didn't cop out. We just reached an agreement. We came to mutually agreeable terms. And
was there an NDA involved?
No, there wasn't an NDA involved, but the budget for chocolates and flowers and all that good stuff is definitely less this year.
Okay. So you just aren't going to celebrate. Oh, we celebrate our love every day, Monty. That probably
is disgusting.
It is. I think Valentine's Day is great for the sentiment. It is another commercial holiday. It's one of those holidays where everybody it loses except the flower and chocolate companies, right?
Yeah, this is the vibe I'm on this year, bro. Hallmark holiday, make dinner, get card, move on.
I don't disagree with that. Honestly, I don't disagree with that. I mean, it's going to be funny to see what happens and how many guys wind you don't forget. Do you forget Valentine's? You don't forget it's Valentine's.
You don't forget it because you look like an a-hole if you forget it. But I agree that there are definitely it really is dependent on the year. Like if you stayed home for Christmas and you had like a chill Christmas, you're probably going to spend a little more on Valentine's Day because you were chilling at home on Christmas. You're going to take that opportunity to, celebrate your significant other a little more, but if you spent, a bunch of money on Christmas and you did
what do you think you spent on the Paris trip?
Probably 10 grand or so after airfare and everything and our hotel and, different odds and ends, I mean, I would say we did pretty good, I don't.
Would you do it again?
I wouldn't do it again in the winter. No, I don't think that Paris is a place you want to go to in the winter. I think that particular city with how it's set up, the vibe of the people, you could just see that it would thrive. And it doesn't even need to be summer. It just
Spring.
just to where it's warm enough to where you can just be in hoodie and it's comfortable. That I would do it again that way just to see it, especially like with the countryside and everything. Would love to see that when it's in its prime time. But yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't go back in winter.
Yeah, I would do it all over again. I think Valentine's Day is a paper holiday. That's what it feels like to me. I'm lucky enough that, hey, I'm in a relationship where we legitimately do celebrate our relationship pretty much every day. So I don't think that it's a thing where I don't ever even, every day is Valentine's Day in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't mean I have to buy flowers and chocolates and whatnot. Yeah. All right, let's get rolling here on the Monty Show, because this I don't know, the BYU Parker Kingston story is a big deal.
Hope you enjoyed your break from Big 12 content.
Yeah, I think this is and of course the first question that was asked of me about Parker Kingston is, does BYU have a culture problem? Because now, if you did not hear this story, this is adult story time. This is not ideal. This is very different than what happened with Jake Retzloff, and everybody comparing this Parker Kingston story to Jake Retzloff. There's no comparison. So Parker Kingston has been charged with felony rape in St. George, Utah. And if you don't know the proximity or the geography of Utah, St. George, Utah is about 4.5 hours north. Provo is about 4.5 hours north of St. George. And it is a different world. It essentially is the desert. It is a different climate, a different world, but it is a booming metropolis. Parker Kingston, allegedly, a year ago, almost to the day, Parker Kingston, a year ago, is alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. And now they are saying this happened on February 23rd, 2025. And then a woman went to the St. George Regional Hospital and reported it to police. And I think it's important to note that Parker Kingston has not only been arrested and is in custody, he is on a no bail hold. And that means they're not playing around. That means they have real, concrete evidence. The police investigated this. They referred it to the district attorney. The district attorney thought so much of it to move forward with charges and was granted a no bail hold, which means Parker Kingston is not eligible for pretrial release. Let that sink in. They believe he's such a threat to the community, he's not eligible for pretrial release. That's what no bail means. This is very serious. This is not going away. This is not going to be a civil settlement and Parker Kingston transfers to Tulane. That's not what this is. This is terrible, is what this is. And now the question has to be asked, does BYU have a culture problem? And the answer is, I don't know. I think that's a big stretch. But how do you get away from the fact that this is twice in less than a year?
Yeah, well, and it's two of your best players, right? I mean, it's not we're not talking about figures in the program who are of low influence here. I mean, these are two guys in Retzloff and Parker Kingston who are top tier guys, definitely faces of your program. You think BYU football. At one point, you thought Jake Retzloff after his transferring. I think that's kind of faded away now. but at one point it was Jake Retzloff. Parker Kingston was definitely in that conversation. And I think that the trouble is that I completely agree. The two cases couldn't be more different. I think Jake Retzloff's was, civil, more about money, more about, someone trying to take an opportunity, because his stuff has all been dismissed. He's completely moved on. That's just that all worked
And it
itself
was
out.
dismissed with prejudice.
Yeah. So like
It's over. It can never be refiled.
It's pretty clear that what took place there was kind of what everyone thought. And I understand the initial reaction of, well, hey, like, the Retzloff thing has shades of this Kingston thing now. And now this is two guys in 1 year. But if you dive into it, I think it's harsh to say it's two guys in 1 year. I think the Retzloff thing is not even close to what this is. This is somebody who committed a crime allegedly. They have enough evidence to hold him. He did this in St. George, Washington County, not in Utah or Salt Lake County. And the other thing that I think really is not helping his case here from a social media standpoint is the fact that he and his fiance are on the Jumbotron the other night, announcing that they got engaged, and then this comes out. So, I think that do they have a culture problem? I'm not quite ready to say BYU has a culture problem, but is there a need for steps to be taken? Yeah, probably. I mean, I think that, inside the program, this has to be talked about. This has to be,
Yes.
you have to talk about this. You have to, I would just be completely transparent about it, bro.
You have to do far more than talk. I think this is if this is not a shocking, culturally changing incident, and it is twice in a year. If you are the administration at BYU, you can't get away from the things that we know happened. And when you look at the Retzloff situation, it is not this in any way, shape, or form. There is no comparison between Jake Retzloff and Parker Kingston, the allegations against the two. Both of it involves sexual assault against a female. You can't argue that. Jake Retzloff, in court documents, was accused of a heinous sexual assault. I think that in and of itself, on top of what Parker Kingston is, and when the details in these court filings come out, it is going to be ugly. Because you don't no bail hold a guy because he's accused of something. You no bail hold a guy because you think he's going to run and he's a threat to other people in the community. It's as simple as that.
Well, and I think to that point, the idea that this has been a year-long investigation, is a really fascinating development in the conversation because, I saw the initial reaction when this story popped off yesterday. Everyone was like, well, if this happened last year, what evidence could they possibly have? And it's like, what do you mean? What evidence could they possibly have? If they're holding him on no bail, that means they've deemed him a flight risk and a danger to the community, and they've got evidence enough to say, like we can prove he did this, which means there's either video, forensic evidence. I mean, they say straight up in the article they have forensic evidence, so we know they have that. But I'm guessing they've probably got a second level of evidence to say, like, hey, we have.
I don't even care. I am telling you, and I'm sure idiot Utah fan has built a fire and is dancing around this, and I don't care what we think. What I know is this is twice in a year that star football players at BYU have been accused of heinous sexual assaults. And there's no way to get away from that. There's no way to spin that. And if I am at BYU, and if I am an administrator at BYU, I am telling you now, we are bringing in educators. We are bringing in counselors. We are bringing in people to make sure that our athletic department is aware and educated about the circumstances of these cases, how to avoid these situations. Like, I am going all in on it, because 2 in a year, when it's this kind of heinous crime, cannot be just simply, well, boy, can you believe Parker? That's Parker Kingston. Boy, I can't believe it. No, that's not going to be good enough. These guys are superstars in our community. These guys are legends in our community. You cannot have this. You cannot this. You not only does BYU owe the community more than to do nothing. Not only does BYU owe the community more than to just say, well, that was Jake. He's no longer a student at BYU. That's not good enough. Oh, well, the authorities, there's an ongoing investigation. That's not good enough. The very fact that he's being held on no bail tells you this is a really, really nasty crime that he is accused of. That's not going to be good enough. You need to be proactive here and make sure that this never happens again. Because you have a bunch of entitled superstar athletes who are making millions of dollars. And if you believe just the surface reports, Parker Kingston is likely a predator. If you believe that Jake Retzloff did what he was accused of, that's predatory behavior. Now, I don't believe that. And I don't think the adjudication of that case showed that. But that doesn't matter. You have a duty, if you are BYU, to make sure that these young men are educated and understand. You need to help these young men deal with their fame, deal with their newfound riches, because they're not dealing with it well. That is the truth. And this isn't some, well, he's not a member. This is Parker Kingston and Jake Retzloff. So this has the hallmarks of BYU athlete written all over it. And you're not getting away from this. And BYU has to take a very strong position inside that athletic department. And I don't just mean football. I said athletic department. This means men and women. Educate them all. Educate them all. Because I think that's the bottom line. I don't know what else you would eat. Where else would you even begin?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's you know, they're gonna have to figure that out. I mean, I think that. Look, I think that football players are obviously the poster childs of your athletic department, and you know, you can't have this happen in your athletic department. But I also think that from an athletic department standpoint, I mean, obviously it's been an interesting ride for Brian Santiago. It's been an interesting, couple of years here where you're sort of stepping into that role and you're following someone who was dominant in these situations, who was really good, who kept BYU kind of on the straight and narrow for a while, I felt like. And, I'm not saying anyone needs to be fired, but what I am saying is that if we're talking about 2 in a year, like, that's I'm almost forced to mention leadership, because I there's no getting away from the fact that I mean, I'm not sitting here saying it's Kalani's fault, but he's got a responsibility here. I'm not saying it's Brian's fault, but he's got a responsibility here.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it does double down on the problem that you're a faith-based institution, right? I mean, that part of it, is absolutely a piece of the puzzle. So I think that, look, I just think that BYU has to, I would prefer, like, I understand why, the initial statement is like, hey, there's an ongoing investigation, X, Y, and Z. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I wouldn't even expect them to say differently at this time. But I would expect them at some point to in some form or fashion, publicly acknowledge, hey, like this is what we're doing about this. Like we take this stuff really seriously. We're being proactive. Like I would like if you're good enough at publicizing your football program and all their great things, you got to be good enough at publicizing what you're doing about fixing this. And that's what I would expect to see as this thing plays out. But it's frustrating that I feel like on a day when we're going to talk about like 5 different Big 12 angles that this conference is working on right now, that this story I think is really, really dominating the news today. Not the courts or this expansion story or what. Like, no, this BYU thing is dominating the conversation, and I think that's just unfortunate the way that worked out.
All right, let's get your thoughts on this because I don't want to dwell on it. It is not something, I don't even like saying the words about that are associated with this. It is a heinous felony that Parker Kingston is being accused of. Oh, and look at that. The first thing I see when I go to the comments section is the eye patch has been filtered. And knowing the eye patch, I don't know why you still come here. I honestly don't know why you still come here. Like, I'm just going to tell you guys, this is not something to joke about. This is not something to laugh about. This is not something to, that's not what this is. I understand that we have a lot of Utah fans that watch this show. It's not funny. This is not, and especially after everything that Utah has been through with off-field issues. Joking about something like this, and this is why I always tell you guys, the eye patch is the worst of the worst, the dreg of our community. And we don't ban people. We don't, you'll never hear me read his comment again, ever. Because there's just, when you joke about this, because I'm assuming that when we're talking about a major crime at BYU and you get filtered, I'm going to assume you said something really stupid. Because that's what it takes to get filtered on this show. You have to be really, really stupid. And so the eye patch lived up to the brand.
As usual.
Unfortunately. Because it's just who certain, this is the hard part about BYU and Utah. It's who Utah fan is. And I just will never understand it. I will never understand how you can, and this is the same stuff that went on with the Retzloff situation, where Utah fan was celebrating, and this is, you don't celebrate somebody being sexually assaulted. I don't care what your perspective is. I don't care where you come from. It's not funny in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
It's just not funny. Right? Like, it's just not. And then you have James talking in code. James, nobody knows what this means. Do you understand that nobody knows what this means? I have no idea what MST means. Maybe I'm just not very smart.
I don't know what that means either.
Like,
for the record.
Not all Utah fans. I want us to beat the best on the field. It's not about.
But we're not talking about football, dude. That's the thing. Like I think part of this Utah fan is just the flavor today. But I think that this conversation is like, dude, we're trying to have a conversation about, like yesterday on the show or any other day on the show. Whenever we're talking about something that clearly and definitively has two sides of the fence, and people can choose to be the way eye patch has been today. Like, it's tired. It's tired. It's just really tired, bro.
Yeah, I say this gently. This is why I hate the Holy War for a lot of reasons. I think once we get to game day and the game is played, I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's been a tumultuous, I would say, 2.5, 3 years for this rivalry. I look back at, like, again, for Utah, your athletic director made a joke of himself, right? If we're going to sit here and pick on BYU, your athletic director has embarrassed himself multiple times in regards to college football. And I think you've got that angle of it for Utah. The Whittingham thing for Utah is we're going to talk about that later today. I think that that every day that goes by, in my heart of hearts, I just feel like you messed that up. And then on BYU's side, you've put together several really good seasons, and Kalani and the program deserve credit for that. But you've got this stuff that's just rocky road after rocky road here, dude. Like, you're just making these really big mistakes off the field.
Yes.
And so I just think it's rich that you have people who just want to talk about one side of it, because the truth is both of these programs haven't really accomplished anything. Both of them have competed for championships. Both have tried to get to the CFP, haven't been able to do it. One on one side of the fence, you lost to Ohio State in the Rose Bowl and were never the same. On the other side of the fence, you can't seem to get over the little brother mentality nationally, that people just don't think you're good enough to play in the CFP, even though the paper says you are. Like, they couldn't be more opposite in terms of culture, but they are the same. Like, if you look at them nationally, they both have problems. They're both trying to overcome those problems, and both of their fan bases don't want to talk about the problems. Instead, we're going to talk about other people.
It's just remarkable to me that such a special game destroys fan bases. And it's I don't have a dog in the hunt, frankly. Like, I'm a Notre Dame fan. We have our own set of fan base. That every fan base has it. But you just see it with Utah. I mean, idiots celebrating sexual assault at BYU. Yeah. I mean, you're the dregs of society.
But I would say, in all seriousness, I do think that the Tom Holmoe era was pretty elite, what he was able to get done. Like I would say that era under him was what will always be remembered as an era of progress. And this era so far under Brian Santiago, in my opinion, has been riddled with problems and trying to, it's everything from the volleyball situation to this, to I mean, it's just one thing after another.
Well,
right now.
This Parker Kingston thing, again, if you're just tuning in this morning, BYU, their best wide receiver, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Their best wide receiver, statistically speaking, their kick returner, like Parker Kingston, is accused of felony rape. And not only is he accused of it, he is charged with it. He is being held on a no bail hold. So, and this is in southern Utah. And again, as I was explaining, St. George is an exploding, Washington County in general. We go there all the time to play golf. Like,
beautiful.
I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of dude that's wandering the streets. This is the guy that, and the worst part about these situations, and we don't know the details, but again, I'm going to tell you, I've covered crime, for a lot of crime in my career. You don't get held with no bail unless they have rock solid evidence. So I'm guessing forensics, DNA, the witness or the victim, her conversations right out of the gate. She went to the hospital. She reported it to the police. Like, she's got to be very strong. Like, and this dude was in our communities, on our streets.
This is in my opinion, like, on the show, we talk all the time about guys falling at the feet of sex. We do all the time. Happens regularly. It's not a new topic on the show, but for me, this is an all-time, like, generational mess up for a college football player.
Yeah,
this
BYU's got to take action, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you.
I just can't emphasize enough. And I know that maybe it seems like I'm making a big deal about the geography of this, but if you're not familiar with the relationship St. George as a city has with Utah and Salt Lake County. It is, if Parker Kingston is in fact found guilty of this and he goes away, that would be really damaging. That would be like, hey, dude,
devastating for our communities.
Yeah, you just had a guy who is one of the biggest names at BYU football go down to St. George, commit that level of crime, play the season, come back and play the season, and then in the offseason, it gets handled. Like, I don't know, man. I just think that it's just saying that this is not a good look is putting it lightly. And I just think it's really, I will be honest, I am frustrated that this is what we have to talk about today. It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing.
And he's not from St. George, is he?
I have no idea.
I want to say he's from.
Yeah, where's he from? I don't know.
I think he's from Roy. He's from like Ogden or Roy or something like that. I can look it up real quick. But he's from northern Utah. He's not from, because I remember when he got recruited. Let's see. Roy, Utah. He is from Roy, Utah. I remember when he got recruited. So yeah, I just, the whole thing sucks. All right, let's get to the comments because I do want to move on. Let's see. Welcome to the nightmare. I think that Retzloff, they should have had conversations with their athletic department to be proactive about the education around this type of serious topic, because Jake Retzloff, I think a lot of people that know that situation feel like he got baited and he got Trevor Bauered. He got whatever you want to call it.
He did, but that's not the point.
No, and the point is, I agree, and this is why I said this earlier. It doesn't matter what you think happened in the Jake Retzloff situation. This was a huge talking point. And I think I even said this when it happened. Talk to your sons, talk to your daughters about this.
Yeah.
Because Jake Retzloff was messaging with a female who he did not know. And over a period of time, they continued to message. He had her over to his apartment the first time, allegedly, that they had met. He had her over to his apartment and they wound up, and he wound up in a jackpot over it.
He made a really bad decision.
Yes.
Because nobody was talking to him about making bad decisions.
Because those guys at that level, when you're the starting quarterback at a major university like BYU, you're untouchable. You're bulletproof. And you're just the exact opposite. You're a massive target. You are very exposed. You have everything to lose. But guys don't have that in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm telling you, like with this Parker Kingston thing, BYU has, I would go as far as to call it a fiduciary responsibility to all of their athletes, male and female, to everybody in our community.
Yeah.
Because Parker Kingston, I don't know what he was doing down there. I don't know if he lives down there or has ties down there. I don't know that part of it. You're wandering around in as metropolis as St. George has become, and I don't know if we have anybody in the GZ that is watching the show, but maybe you can attest to this. As metropolis as St. George has become, it is a very tight community. It's a very small, large town, St. George, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
And this has to be, if you have daughters, I mean, I don't know. Did Parker Kingston go to a bar and pick up a chick? And I don't know how they met. I don't know what those details are. But if you're in St. George, this is scary.
Yeah. Here's what I know. Jake Retzloff is a Southern California kid who spent very little time in the state of Utah in the bigger picture in his life and made some bad decisions. And he paid a certain reputational price for that.
Yes.
Parker Kingston's from the state of Utah. Damn well knows what St. George is like. Damn well knows the setup and the relationship. And it really, again, we don't have all the facts of the case. Not going to speculate too far, but I'm going to keep saying it. These two couldn't be any more different in who they are, where they're from, their backgrounds, their familiarity with the state, their familiarity with St. George. And like, I'm sure Jake Retzloff golfed in St. George at one point in his BYU, life. Everybody does it. That's what you do in St. George as a football player. You go down there to golf. So I'm sure he's been down there, but I can't believe that we have yet another guy who apparently is this guy. Like, I can't believe that this is what where we are with it.
Shocking.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's about character and morals and decency to treat women with respect and not commit crimes. It has nothing to do with on-field performance. Truth. No one should celebrate a race accusation. Nowhere is this a good thing for either party. That's my point. When you have a guy like the eye patch laughing about sexual assault at BYU, it's not funny. Yeah. It really isn't. I only wish best for both. As a dad of 3 girls and a boy, I covered this with all my children over and over, and you have to. You have to. Gotta understand, for those in the military, it's very common to use acronyms. Right, but you have to. What good is an acronym if nobody knows what it means? Right? For many things, and it's so common that they do not think about people outside the military when using it. I have no idea what, and that's I'm an asshole. I freely admit it. Randy Riding is a father of 6 daughters. Bro, how do you have any hair left? I say all the time, I have 1 son and that's it. I cannot imagine trying to be a father of a daughter. That would be, ooh. This story is terrifying to me. It isn't the fact he plays for BYU. It's the fact we allegedly had a sexual predator wandering in my community. Correct. His life is over. You don't recover from something like this, in my opinion. Douglas, I got to go to class, but I pray for all these students to start making better choices. Seriously. The eye patch strikes again. He's the dregs of society.
Yeah. Nobody cares what he has to say. He can comment again. I don't know why we keep talking about him. I don't know why we keep giving life to him. I literally don't care what he has to say. The guy he's one of those guys that comes in here, talks about how crappy the show is, talks about that we do all these bad things, but continues to comment and support the show. So knock yourself out, dude. We don't have to read your comment.
I'm not.
And by the way, why are we reading a non-member comment? Just asking for a friend. You're not a member. We're not reading your comment. Have a nice day.
Not doing it. Let's see. Jay Chapman. So all Yormark had to say yesterday was, we're bringing in an LED court for the basketball tourney. Yeah, the big announcement kind of fell flat. That's the, we'll talk about that in a minute. Jeremiah Champion. I mean, I'm the oldest of 9. God damn, that we know of. Ooh. Dang, we can't have nice things. And there's so much positive momentum at BYU. And you can't have nice things. Just hide the eye patch. He is a complete D-bag. Yeah, he is. We don't block people on this show. I constantly tell people this. If you want to mute him, please mute him.
Yeah, mute him on your side.
Yeah, I'm not. We don't block people. You are free to comment.
It's the irony in the show, dude. Knock yourself out. You want to comment and say all those nasty ass things? Knock yourself out, dude. That doesn't mean we have any type of.
All you're doing is telling us who you are.
Yeah, we don't have any type of responsibility to read your comment. You're not a member. You're certainly not a positive contribution to the chat. So knock yourself out, dude. Say all those nasty ass things. I'm unbothered by it, and we have other people that we can talk to.
Yeah, before we get off of BYU, there was some consternation.
Yeah, I'm sure this felt good.
Yesterday was not a great day for BYU football. Jay Hill, who I think it's inarguable. He's one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. Sat down on, what podcast was it, Jake? Do you remember? He did a Michigan podcast.
Yeah, it was one of the Michigan podcasts.
And we'll look it up once we're done with this. We'll have credit for it. But Jay Hill talked about how easy it was to leave BYU.
The decision to come to Michigan was not hard at all. Coach Witt called me and said, "Hey, I think I have this opportunity. What do you think?" I said, "Coach, I'm in, because it's Michigan. And I believe that we can win national championships here. I believe we can win consistent Big Ten championships here. With the way Coach Witt coaches, his discipline and toughness, I just think it's a perfect match for Michigan. I was in. Moving your family and doing some of those things, that's the hard side of this job. But a lot of times you put yourself in a great situation and you figure out the other stuff after.
In the trenches with John Jansen.
In the trenches.
BYU. It's a Michigan podcast. John Jansen, a legend. I don't think that's a slight. I think, and a lot of BYU fans took that as a slight. That was not a slight.
Yeah, they took it personally.
Yeah, a lot of BYU fans were not happy about that comment. I just think when Kyle Whittingham calls you and he says, hey, I'm going to Michigan, you want to be my defensive coordinator, it's awfully difficult to say no to that. And I think again, this is a nod to, dude, Kyle Whittingham's a stud because he is. He's just I say this all the time. There are some guys who are just constantly on the up. Kyle Whittingham's constantly on the up. And he treats people well. He's a really good football coach. And I just think he is incredible. I think the guy is incredible. And I'm thrilled for him. BYU is going to have a tough time replacing Jay Hill. You're not going to be the same defense for a few months, but you will replace him. You'll get over him.
Yeah.
You absolutely
you will. Yeah, you will.
Right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I think it is.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Jay's point was just that you can't pass that opportunity up. That's his point. And I think that it doesn't need to be a thing where a BYU fan takes it personally. It's Michigan, it's Michigan with Kyle Whittingham. I just think it's I think the opportunity to go win a national championship is something that is few and far between for the majority of college football coaches, not head coaches, but just coaches in general. And I mean, Michigan is one of those jobs. That's a good way to say it, Jimmy. And I think that I hope Jay is happy in Cheater Big Blue and doesn't regret leaving BYU. He doesn't regret leaving BYU.
I love it.
Jabba the fat ass did a good job getting Witt to come to Michigan.
How has Ward Manuel not been fired yet?
Dude, because butter knives didn't do enough butter knifing, I guess. I don't know, bro. I have no idea. But
the SEO King of America, Boyd Lake.
Yeah,
I think Jay Hill is a good dude and a good recruiter and a good defensive coordinator. I understand why you're lost, but Michigan is one of those jobs. Quint Whipple, BYU fan, it's not a slight. It's a great opportunity for Jay Hill. It's a family decision. I wish him the very best. Good man. He'll be great for Michigan. Totally agree.
Family.
Totally agree. I think Jay Hill's comments are more so about who Michigan is and not about BYU. I would. That's how I would have taken it. That's how I would have taken it.
But make no mistake about it, it is a big loss for the Big 12.
Huge.
I think
Kyle Whittingham's a huge loss for the Big 12 and for Utah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that the Big 12 and the state of Utah have lost two coaching legends. There's just no doubt about that. And I think that, again, it'll be very interesting. Obviously, a long time to go here. You got spring camp coming up. You've got a lot of stuff happening. But I'll be really interested to see what this BYU defense is like now that Jay Hill's moved on, because it was very good.
Well, I mean, and the problem is he doesn't have the jawline that Morgan Scalley has. And I think if we're being honest, what is he really going to miss about the state of Utah? What is he really going to miss? Right? Holly Rowe? Probably not. Probably not. But I just wanted a reason to,
Cocaine and milkers, my friend.
Okay, final one on this before we get to the Big 12 announcement. Big loss for Utah. However, now they have Serial Smiler.
Stop.
Twitter's been going crazy.
Serial Smiler.
Serial
Smiler.
Nice, dude.
It is. Do we all agree it is awkward?
Yes, it is awkward. Yes.
Jake,
absolutely.
Are you drinking a white top, by the way?
Hell yeah, I am, dude. You're damn right I am. Yep, 100%.
White tops are back on Monster cans, boys. Go get them.
Yep, go get them. Cases at Monster or cases at Costco.
They say bad things come in threes. I'm just waiting for number 3 at this point. It has not been This has been a really tough couple of months for BYU athletics, like with the struggles of the basketball program. And I was really surprised. How do I say this gently? I was really surprised that BYU basketball fans agreed with us in questioning Kevin Young and Kevin Young's role and how much BYU basketball has struggled. I thought for sure that we were going to get eye patched on.
Dude.
Now it's a thing. I thought for sure we were going to get eye patched for questioning Kevin Young, but we didn't. I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, because I just think it's hard to run away from it. It's hard to get away from, like, yeah, there are some clear things, some clear items that this team struggles with that are coachable, that are fixable, that are adjustments that this team needs to make that come from the coaching staff. It's not just an effort thing. You know, I think this team works plenty hard,
yes,
but they don't work hard enough on defense, you know, or they don't do this, or they don't so I just think it's, I don't know. I find myself in my life a lot right now, whether it's with the show or in personal relationships, just, you know, people I work with, you know, just talking so much about like, dude, like you have to keep it cut and dry. Like you're either a good defensive team or you're not. Like
yes.
you're either making a good use of your time every day in the facility or you're not. Like you're either developing your players and pushing your program forward or you're not. And I'm just sick and tired of people being like, oh, it's really hard to do this or do that, or like, it's not hard to get your team to play defense. What you need to do is bust their ass in a practice and say,
yes,
look, dude, this is the standard and nothing less is okay. And this team clearly is not getting that treatment right now. And I do want to say, in fairness to Kevin Young, I think overall he's done a good job. I like his style of coaching, but he, as a coach, he has to develop his ability to identify when to be a hard ass with his team.
But Jake, they're bad defensively. Let's not pull any punches. BYU basketball is bad defensively.
Yeah, part of it's effort, but part of it is part of it is the effort piece. Yes, but within that, they are not good with team defense. When to play help defense, when to not play help defense, when to go under, when to go over, when to switch, when not to switch, when to crash. They don't
have a feel for that. What was the amoeba zone defense?
Yeah,
where you just have where you just have a feel for space and when you need to. BYU doesn't have that. Yeah, and that's what will ultimately be the undoing of this incarnation of BYU basketball is the zone defense. They just really struggle to feel time and space, and it hurts them in zone because my belief is they're much less attentive at the 3-point line in zone because they get the rim is so vulnerable with BYU when they play zone.
Yeah.
Then they overprotect the paint. Then they just stop playing zone. Like, I just wish they would stop playing zone.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, the thing for me with you know, this BYU basketball team is that, you know, even though you're a bad defensive team, you are good enough offensively to overcome that when you play your best game. But you're not playing great games consistently enough because I'm not even asking you to beat all these great teams you've played. I'm not saying you got to win every single one of those games. But what I am saying is, like, you should have beat Kansas. You are clearly at your best as good as that team. Like, you got down big, you ran their ass down, and then you just couldn't finish and execute at the end. The Arizona game, you're fiddling around with like a 2-point game with a minute left when you could have easily been up 5 or 6 in that game coming down the stretch had you just got one stop and executed offensively 3-4 times. Like, it's just, that's what's hard for me with certain clubs right now, is that it's like, I know that's, you know, it's night to night and that's basketball and some nights we're here and some nights we're not. But that tells me that your standard for what you're doing is not high enough. That, like, your bad night has to be higher, dude. The off night where you're not playing your best game, that level of performance on that night has to go up. And that's what I hope this offseason, when AJ inevitably moves on, Richie Saunders inevitably moves on, like you get to a place where the new guys coming into this team who are going to get the lion's share of the minutes, I hope that he reinvents that standard a little bit, and they're a much harder working team next year.
Boyd Lake, no, the NBA style play does seem to hurt BYU against good teams. I would agree with that. Man, Monty, what do you take us for, Ute fans? Well, there is that. Tom Dean. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. At least KY hasn't thrown his own players under the bus like K-State's coach Jerome Tang. Jesus, did you guys see? Whatever the funk in Manhattan, Kansas is, somebody needs to go in and do an exorcism, go burn some sage or whatever shit it is.
Go call Kyrie to roll up to your basketball building.
Did you guys see that one of his assistant coaches got arrested for domestic violence the other night? So let me get this right. Jerome Tang is torching his players in the media. Now one of your assistant coaches and I believe they came from Baylor together, was arrested for domestic violence, and I think his wife was as well, or his girlfriend was, allegedly. What is going on at K-State? That is a great basketball and football university, and they are in shambles right now. Like, it is wild to me. Just the bad juju that is hanging around Manhattan, Kansas. Like, I have no idea. No idea. What is going on with Tang? Seems like that relationship is coming apart at the seams. Okay. Yes, there you go. Seems. They are consistently inconsistent. Talent, but defense is a serious issue. I will say so.
Do this job.
Yeah, I would say defense for BYU is absolutely an issue. Boyd Lake, but I will say it again, at least our first round plays through this. Well, dude, Darren Peterson, would you draft him number 1 overall?
No, not a chance.
But he's clearly a better player than AJ Devanza.
But you know what? The other side of that narrative, just because you're a better player now doesn't mean you're going to be a better player in 10 years. And I think that, again, I have gripes with, I don't have any doubt that AJ is talented enough to play in the NBA. That much is pretty obvious. I don't have any doubts he's a really good college basketball player. I do have some maybe 20, 30% concern about his mentality and his very chill, blasé sort of vibe about basketball. But at the same time, I can't disagree. The guy plays. Give him credit for playing. He plays the game. He shows up for his teammates very clearly. He is very clearly a team guy, interested in having good relationships, interested in being a leader in the locker room, which I think has a ton of value in the draft. And it really is just going to come down to how good he actually wants to be, because that's what decides it. You can draft Aaron Peterson number 1 overall. You can draft AJ number 2. But what's going to decide is how many days do you want to spend in the facility in the offseason?
Yep.
And that's just what it is. Are you going to go overseas and party, or are you going to be in the facility the first probably 3 years of your career? You should probably be living in the facility in the offseason.
Yeah, if I'm AJ Devanza, it's got to be your entire life. Oak State, now I'm a TCU fan, James. K-State needs to move on from Tang. Well, I think that's a fait accompli now. Yeah. I think that's done, right? Like, there's no way that they don't move on from him. I don't see anyway. Pick number 1 should at least love to play, dude. I don't know how you explain what he's doing.
I do. He's got bad leadership in his life. That's how. I'm not saying that he's a bad kid. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. But what I am saying is he doesn't have someone in his life telling him that, hey, if you play for the passion of the game and you go out and you ball out and you just perform on the court, the money's going to follow you, bro. Like, the money, you're going to get paid more than you're already getting paid. Like, and that would be my message to any top end athlete in college athletics right now. Quarterbacks,
Yes.
top 5 picks, like, the Reuben Baines of the world, like edge rusher guy that's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft. Like, dude, if you just go and ball out, the money's going to follow you. Like, build a reputation, be a good dude with your teammates, like handle your business that way, and you will be rewarded for that. But instead, we get, money hungry people in his life, I would guess, telling him, hey, don't go out and play because you're going to get hurt. And then what? And this and that. The reality is, dude, let's say that Darren Peterson, goes out and suffers a season ending injury of whatever variety. He's still going to be a top end draft pick. So the injury thing to me is just not a factor for a guy like him.
Yeah. Now it's time for our daily Marcus insulting one of us bomb.
Okay, what's it going to be today?
Marcus wants to know why I obsess over my stand hours on my Apple Watch and how come I haven't bought a Whoop yet. So am I the only one that I know? I'm not the only one. So I wear an Apple Watch, right?
Well, you wear a nice Apple Watch though.
What do you
mean?
have
a nice Apple Watch?
Yeah, I think they're all pretty nice. Yeah, I have whatever it is.
You've got. I'm not even busting your balls. Like, you have one of the nicest. We both do. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the nicer one, the bigger one.
Yeah,
and
44, whatever.
Yeah. But there's like a whole line. But you have like the nicest.
I do have a pretty nice one for sure.
Yeah.
And the Whoop thing. Okay, so the stand hours thing. I obsess over. Coughing like a hyena. I obsess over getting 12 hours of stand, which means you're active for at least 1 minute, 12 hours a day. And your watch will bump you. If you have an Apple Watch, it'll bump you at 10 minutes to the hour saying it's time to stand. So during the show, I'm waving my arm under the desk, and Marcus has picked up on that. And so he said, You're a GD WAP. Just talk with your hands for a little while. The whole thing works itself out instead of looking like you're getting that 21 times a month vibe under the desk. Thanks for that.
Leg was just phenomenal.
Thanks for that. Thank you. 21
Bro's on
times
like
a month
36 times a month right now, dude.
Yeah. And he also wants to know, at what point are you going to shell out and upgrade that homeless guy vest that Jake is wearing? You look like you're wearing a 3-piece suit next to him today. Do you understand this is what is this? Not 10 years, probably 7-year-old. This is just a Nike hoodie. And it is a really nice hoodie. It's a full zip sweat jacket. It's really nice. But yeah, when are we going to upgrade the vest game, Jake? Because a lot of people have noticed that you seemingly wipe your hindquarters with that vest.
What do you mean, dude? It's
looking a little dilapidated.
Okay. You want to send me?
No.
You want to send me a vest? You knock yourself out, Marcus. You want to tell you what, Marcus? How about this? I got something for you. You want to be a red ass? I'll be a red ass with you. Jump on Cameo. Send me $250. I'll make you a video, and I'll use the proceeds to get a new vest. How about that? How about that, Marcus? Since we're running smack about people's appearances this morning. Yeah, I mean, why don't you just hop on Cameo and fund the show? And by the way, I just would like to point out, you're not a member of the program, yet you have privileges. So, you're that guy. So just hop on, contribute to the show. And,
he also gives us really good sourcing information.
Well, what have you done for me lately, bro? What have you done for me lately? If you're gonna this vest, do you understand that this vest is the only vest that has consistently made an appearance on the show? You understand, this is a goated vest on the show. Like, the moment that this vest changes, the next vest is going to go through a qualification process where everyone's going to be like, oh, it's not a puffy vest. You didn't get the right vest. Like, what? You couldn't get Patagonia? You couldn't change? Like, that's going to happen, dude. We're going to go through that process.
Oh, my God. I thought you have been petting a dog this whole time. No, just get my stand hours.
That's what we're calling it.
I pet the dog all right. I pet the dog all right.
Yeah, okay.
Is that the new acronym for it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I pet the dog. That's you do,
Bro,
buddy.
dude.
It's disgusting.
My God. Marcus with some phenomenal comments today. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, Marcus, do you know anybody at North Face? Maybe you can get them to sponsor the show, dude. I mean, they've only been getting free pub for like 10 years now.
So for those of you who don't know, Marcus is one of our, he quite literally runs a TV network. And his name is not Marcus.
Dick Hammer.
It's not Dick Hammer either.
What?
But he's become a daily viewer of the show.
Big boo.
Which is why he's not. I see people saying, you know, hey, get in the comments. You don't understand who we're talking about. Same day, Jake should wear a 3-piece suit like a TV evangelist. He should. Again, if you guys wanna get on the old Cameo machine,
dude, do it.
Jake will take the money that you guys $10 for a video. Jake will take the money and send you a Cameo.
Okay, let's just 2 more minutes on this. Let's get 2 screenshots of vests that you think that I should get. What like if we're
I think there's no question. I am a big fan of North Face, but as somebody who's fat, they don't really make what I like.
As somebody who's fat,
you know. Yeah, that they have a like their Terapeak. Yeah, hold on. I'll the exact one
and
that you
I
want.
do just FTR. I do love golfing in a vest too, just for the record. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a puffy vest. I'm just curious what vest we're talking about here.
Yeah, I there's one in particular. I'll find it for you.
You know,
there's one in particular, and it's not even that expensive. It really isn't. I think it's called I don't know what it's called. I'll find it. But my point is, I think I'm the one who bought you that vest.
Yeah, you are.
So,
How many years ago? Though? I mean, it's
old. It's like 5 years old.
Yeah, it's like 5 years old, dude. It's been I'm telling you, it's been a goated investment on the program.
Yeah, I think it's called a Terapeak. I'm pretty sure their Terapeak. Yeah, here it is, right here. Let me get screenshot of douchebag model.
Hey, douche model guy.
Yeah.
Jig.
It's a super nice vest. I'm a huge vest. I have many vests. My wife at this point is more pissed about me buying vests than she is about me buying shoes, which I am not allowed to do anymore. So, you know, this vest right here. This is called a Terapeak, and it's an amazing vest. It is, and they don't make it in 26 extra large, or I would own it.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But it's one of those vests that folds up into a bag, and they have another one that it's called like a hybrid Canyonlands hybrid vest, which is freaking amazing. But North Face is for the skinny people. North Face is not for fat guy, unfortunately. Or I would wear it all the time. You know.
Too bad.
I can't.
Too fucking bad, man.
Jake is just a slacker. Just don't call him chicken.
Okay.
Okay. Dick Hammer. Marcus has a man crush on Jake. Marcus has a very sharp tongue. He will say some things, you know. But welcome to the Monty Show, sponsored by North Face.
Dude, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Someday, yes, I've read that one already. My bad. Jake is doing his best to get a North Face sponsorship.
Yeah, and I'm doing my best to get you guys to contribute to the Cameo grind, dude. I'm trying to, you know, we're trying to build this thing a little bit. Trying to get some people to actually, you know,
we're
give
at
us
2.
the opportunity.
We have 2.
Did we get another one?
Yeah, our guy Stevie. Say Stevie.
Hey,
Stevie. We got a request for a Valentine's Day message.
Okay.
He initially asked me to do it in
this voice right here,
which he describes as the James Sexy voice
Program.
But and yes, a lot of people have been asking me why I'm not using the voice box. It's here and there.
Yeah, you can't overexpose it, dude.
Yeah. But Stevie, apparently Stevie watches us on a a small device in his kitchen in the morning.
Okay.
And his wife has become, his situation's very much like mine. My wife does not work at home. I work at home all day. So they try to eat breakfast together because his wife leaves at about 8 o'clock. She gets home at about 6 o'clock. And so they live the same life that most of us live. We work all day. We spend like 15 minutes with our wives and then we go to bed. Then we wake up the next day and we do it all over again. And so his wife apparently is a big Valentine's Day fan, which is where this whole conversation came from.
Yeah.
So he asked me to send him a Cameo, and his wife actually likes the James sexy voice. She thinks it's funny.
Okay.
But I can't really send him. I tried. I just couldn't figure out how to do it. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how to do it after the show. We'll get.
Yeah, I recorded it but it doesn't matter anyway. So I sent him a Cameo. He played it for his wife when she got home last night, and she loved it.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Awesome.
So yeah, the Cameo thing's fun. I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I really, really enjoy it. So
yeah, we're gonna be on the golf course together for the first time this weekend. So you want a Cameo from the golf course? Hop on it now, dude. Get some requests in. Let's do it.
That is called the Gould vest. Okay. Is this the Gould vest? I actually think this is a great vest. I've learned the neck cuff, you have to be able to cover your throat when it's cold out and it's windy out. It makes a huge difference. I am so much a vest guy that right now I rock a vest under a vest. Like I found this, there's a brand on Amazon called 33,000 Feet. Phenomenal products. I really, really like them. I have one of their lightweight vests. I have one of their golf vests because all of my clothes are way too big now. Like if you guys watch my golf videos, you see I don't have a golf vest or jacket that fits. So I absolutely look like a fool. But I bought a golf vest from 33,000 Feet. It was $46.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I really like it. But it's cold here in Seattle. And I live near the water. So there's always a wind. So I wear that 33,000 foot vest. And then I put on my Columbia puffer, my down Columbia vest.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I made my first, play golf in the rain investment last night too. Bought a shell, rain jacket shell. That was, so we've officially ingratiated ourselves into the P&W life.
Look at Tom Dean. James, you're a YouTube evangelist. Do you have a 3-piece suit you could lend to Jake? Okay. I'm leaving that alone. Dale Donuts. Hey, Donuts, where you been? Nice bike. Goodness gracious. Get the vest, the largest size, and use it as a goal to fit into. I've done that occasionally. That's not a bad idea. Actually, lately, I've been doing the hoodie Senator Fetterman thing. Ooh.
Fat.
Just don't do his health thing. So James still has time to get a Valentine's Cameo for Dana Marie. He does. He does have time.
I'm telling you, the Cameo thing is awesome, dude. And it's not just because we get $10 for them. It is actually a lot of fun to do them.
Well, and Marcus, speaking of Marcus says that we need to raise our price. We seem like we're desperate at $10.
Okay. What do you want it to be, dude?
I don't have a fan base at to pay $200.
Yeah, here's the thing, dude. It's we're not desperate to do them. I like doing them, and we're also not desperate for the money on them. So
yeah, it's not a money thing.
Yeah, it's really not a money thing. It's more like I'm always looking for ways to, to interact with our regulars in different ways. And I think it's really cool to be able to interact off platform, like outside of YouTube, with people who listen to the show. I think that people like to talk about Setbound. They like to talk about money. They like to talk about cars. They like to talk about golf. People like to talk about stuff. So this gives them a way to do that where we don't have to spend hours of production time putting something together. It's easy.
And it's fun. It is. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. No, but I am taking my wife to see the Lady Frogs at Baylor tonight. Why are you going to? I don't understand. Why are you? No. Rock and rant. No. No. Jake, I just want you to test this. All Cameo videos that want the best must pay a $10 upcharge. Genius level capitalism.
I think that might mean that want the vest. Is that what you meant?
Okay.
I think you need to clarify that, man. I just want to make sure I understand.
You grew up in Chicago, my brother. You should know about layering. Dude, layering's amazing. My wife is actually the layer master. She always is dressing in layers.
Yeah.
David Persons. Hello, David. Good to see you. A real TCU fan. David Persons. Monty, you have lost so much weight. Can you really say you're fat now? A lot of it is self-deprecating humor, but yeah, I'm not thin. I mean, you guys, like, I'm not thin. And even this is big now. Like, if you look at, like, I just don't have clothes that fit me well. Right? I'm not a slob, but am I fat? Yeah. I need to continue to lose weight. And it's interesting. Tonight is shot night with Zepbound, and I'm going up from 7.5 to 10. And I'm very interested to see what happens, because I've been the exact same weight since I got back from Paris. I've shrunk. There's no question I continue to lose inches. I have not lost a single pound. It is. I got on the scale this morning. Like the exact same weight. Haven't gained.
Can you measure it?
Haven't gained. Haven't lost. You know. James, are we now doing wardrobe updates along with your arrivals and departures? Apparently we are. Do you know how much shit James takes when he says, all right, got to go charge. See you guys. James wants a cameo of Jake reading about pervert priests on a Kindle.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, dude. Sorry, bro.
Wow. I think it's great you guys are doing Cameo and making it affordable. Yeah, listen. And I am happy to, speaking of video, I'm glad I didn't forget this.
Oh, God. Do we have more developments? We do. We must.
So Big Daddy Magic did get his sweatshirt, and he sent me 100 videos yesterday.
But wait, I thought he didn't have the tracking number. How could he have possibly gotten it?
Okay, what are you doing? Look at this. He sent me a video of him topless with a pew-pew. Bro, what are you doing, Big Daddy Magic? Why are you doing that? Let's see. What's one that he sends me some of the craziest stuff.
Look, Timothy, baby, I got a $500 gift card, Visa. And a deal's a deal. I'm Big Daddy, one and done magic.
There's the sweatshirt.
I'm gorgeous, baby!
Okay.
Look, Timothy, baby.
I don't even know what.
Hey, man.
Thank you, Timothy.
You're wearing a championship
I'm in the produce
belt?
section of my Smiths, and I am the sexiest piece of fruit in the produce department. You could call me Big Daddy Grapefruits. Look at me, I'm gorgeous. Breathtaking.
With a championship belt around his shoulder. You walk around with a championship belt. Okay, listen, you do you, man.
Yeah.
You do you. $10 for 2-minute Cameo, 20 for 5-minute Cameo. No, just $10. $10. You know. I'm from Texas. I've never heard of cold weather. Exactly.
Well, there you go.
Exactly. Come on, both the Lady Bears and Lady Frogs are ranked. Okay. This is going to be a good game. Wife will be wearing gold. I'll be wearing purple.
But you're not. You're not a TCU fan, dude.
Yes. The body weight plateaus on the way down. It's weird. I hate it. It is wild to me. Big Daddy is also that guy, just in a different way, in a very different way. Full-blown creepy now with Big Daddy. I would hire personal security soon. Like,
well, he can't get into your building, so I mean,
no.
you know,
He's not a threat. He's just a different dude, right? I mean, I'm saying Baylor versus TCU women's basketball is going to impact who wins the Big 12. Nobody cares.
tell us how you really feel, dude.
You know, we could all use that level of confidence. Yes. Oak State James wearing TCU purple to a Baylor game. The meds aren't working. They're really not. Crank up the butt buzzer, right? How many cameos has BDM appeared on this show? Dude, hundreds. Hundreds. At least BDM has a shirt on in public, truth. Angry Phil Benzer. Good to see you, Phil. We used to have Rick Dees back in the 80s. Now do we have Monty and his cast of lunatics? Apparently we do. We do. Big Blue Horses. Good to see you, Big Blue Horses. It's tax time, hyenas. Do your humble tax folks a favor. Please file and pay timely. Appreciate the Monty Show. Go Gators.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on what we're doing with tax money in the government. I'm not interested.
Bro, taxes are due now. My business taxes are done, thankfully. You know. Guys.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
You mean I missed the 2K sub celebration?
Yeah, we didn't really point it out. We didn't do a good job of making a big deal about it.
The 200,000 subs.
Yeah.
We did pass 200,000 subs recently. This is true. We are at 203,141. I don't know what. Speaking of BYU, yesterday, interesting. Our BYU videos are being suppressed. They all keep getting flagged by YouTube. So I'm very curious why that is. I'm very curious why that is. I don't know what it is.
I wouldn't say it's all of them. There was two yesterday.
The last four BYU videos are suppressed. They won't put them in the algorithm, and I don't know why. It's very interesting to me.
Who knows?
I don't know why.
I've gotten to a point with YouTube where I don't even, I don't even pay much time to it, bro. YouTube is so sensitive about this or that. Like if you're,
I don't know either.
And it's really because of like YouTube has to be militant about like certain keywords and like certain things that you speak on. So and it's challenging because we obviously, you guys know, like we meander, so like we'll spend, in a BYU video, we may spend 10 of the 19 minutes talking about BYU, but mixed into that are other comments and things like that. So it's just like, there's just times where we run into that turbulence, if you will. And then it's fine. I mean, it hadn't been an issue for like the last year. We've been fine.
The mayor of Montytown says Centerville Junior women's badminton team playing Taylor Junior High tonight. Divided house here. I mean,
man, really tough, dude. What headband are you going to wear, bro?
I hope you get through it. Put on your Caruso jersey, buck up.
Yeah. When am I going to see you on Cameo, dude?
Jake is all in on Cameo, and I love it.
I want people to just, all I'm asking you guys to do is just try it one time. Just give us the opportunity to do it one time for you. For Valentine's Day, like Stevie did, or
what could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong, dude?
It's fine. It's fine. How about a $10 Cameo with Monty doing 10 reasons why TCU football will win the national championship next year?
Hey, get on the account. If you pay, we'll do it.
Send me a Cameo request. I'll do it. That might take me a few days, but I'll do it. I'm not Oak State James. They fired Casey Schrum as president, and I'm still upset about that.
But here's the deal, bro. You don't get to be a fan of convenience.
No.
That's not how sports fandom works, dude.
Nope.
Like you're an Oklahoma State fan, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. And
yep.
You running to TCU to be a fan after they were good last year in football or 2 years ago in football, only to have them flame this past season, and then have their basketball program join them in the flaming activities. is peak, is peak karma coming back for you.
Okay, so Marcus wants an explanation why we don't block people.
Because the guy is sitting here. We don't block people because bro is sitting here commenting and commenting and commenting and commenting, which all that does is push the show forward. It tells the algorithm that our comment section, first of all, we already have an elite comment section.
Yeah.
We already have elite watch time. The average watch time on YouTube for a video is like 3 minutes. Our average watch time is like 21 minutes. Like it varies between 19 and 21 minutes. It has for years now. So like guys like this, all he's doing is pushing the show forward.
Oh,
while
you
being
mean
a complete buffoon?
Yeah,
I just don't care. Like it doesn't matter to me. Like it's not that big a deal. Like it let the guy knock himself out.
Yeah, frankly, I don't see, if we're talking about eye patch, like I muted his comments, so I don't even see them. So it doesn't even matter to me. You know. Does Jakey play golf in that vest?
Yes.
You do golf in that vest.
I golfed in it over the weekend and it did a wonderful job keeping me dry. But then I was like, yeah, but I don't want to consistently, like, it did a good job keeping me dry, but the material it's made out of isn't like a rain shell that will.
Yeah, it's not water resistant.
Yeah. So that's why I got a rain shell, because I really like golfing in a polo with a hoodie over it. Not a full hoodie, but like a thin golf hoodie over that. And I'll bring the show with me, and if I need it, then I'll put it on and take it off. Like, that's what I prefer.
Yeah. I am very much golf in a golf vest guy. If you put on sleeves, golf in a vest, I'm good. YouTube is hypersensitive to certain words. Many content creators that did pew pew reviews left YouTube because of it. It's brutal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't even know what the words are.
Yeah, they don't even tell you. It'll just show up like hey, this video is suppressed or whatever, and you just have to deal with it.
Yeah. IPFs and FTRs are going to be James's Cameo request. Very well could be.
Yeah.
Very well. You can't be a fan. Yeah, exactly right. You can't be a fan of I'm a Notre Dame fan. That'd be like me. Do you understand being a TCU fan after being an Oak State fan, as you describe it, would be like me turning into a Perdon't fan. Like, think of a rival for Notre Dame, Michigan, USC. I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Miami.
For better or for worse, I'm a Notre Dame fan. It is what it is. Whoa, TCU flamed out? They changed their offense and they beat Cincy Houston at the end of the...
Bro, you can't be serious with this take right now.
No. You're the same guy who said you're better without Josh Hoover. No. TCU was 9-4 last year. Jake, that's not elite, but it's certainly not flaming. Dude, they
underachieved. They did not compete for a Big 12 championship, and they were not relevant in the conference. They absolutely flamed out. Like, they did.
You guys, and I love Spike Dykes' kid, but you need. And
by the way, does the defense get any more ass than it was this past year? Come on, dude.
And the truth is, yes, you were 9-4, but you realize you were 5-4 in conference.
Yeah, like,
come on.
I mean, it's 9-4. With all due respect, is that not the worst place to be though, as a program?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, we're 9-4. Yeah, but you didn't compete for the Big 12 championship. Oh, but we're bowl eligible. Yeah, but I mean, is that really a flag now? Like,
and the worst part of it is your defense is the bigger issue, not your offense, right? Like your offense scored what, 400 points? Your defense gave up over 300 points. You can't win football games giving up 300 points. You're out of your mind,
bro. Gabe, why are you DMing us on Twitter a vest, a Josh Allen vest to send to BDM? Why are you putting this energy in my life, dude? Why?
It's hysterical. You guys buy that nerdy ass Nike vest you were both geeked up about last week? I did not.
I have not yet. No,
I'm fat. I can't do it.
I haven't decided.
I'm not doing it. I am in a point now where I am not buying clothes. The vest thing is fine. I bought some quarter zips.
Dude, come on. The Jordan ones, though. Come on. You got to talk about it. Those things are slick, dude.
Jake did get me, and I'll hang on.
Those things. Watch your head. Watch your headphones. Okay. These things are amazing, dude. These are absolutely, positively heat. Look at this. Look at these things, dude. Look at this. Come on, bro. Come on, dude.
That's my birthday, Jake. This is what Jake gave me for my birthday.
Spiked Jordan 1s. Come on, dude.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. This is the first Tony Finau shoe that they pretty much made with Tony Finau because he's now the Jordan brand ambassador for Jordan Golf.
And I love it. I think that was a great choice by them.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shoe. Job. It is it's a beautiful shoe. There's no, you can't even argue it.
Yeah,
it is. That's a good looking shoe. So
yeah, bro.
Yeah. I dress like Payne Stewart when I golf.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what high socks have to do with anything in the modern day of golf, but you know
what I figured out. I really like golfing in pants.
Mm-hmm.
I like playing golf in pants. Like again, and it really bothers me. They're so gosh dang expensive. I love golfing in Lulus. Mm-hmm. They're the best pants. Lululemon 5-pocket classics, amazing. Always been more of a zip-up hoodie versus a vest. I love a good vest.
The zip-up hoodie versus the pullover hoodie debate is as old as time, dude. I'm not as big of a zip-up guy. I am much more of a pullover guy.
Yeah. Although, you haven't seen what? Oh, the offense in person. Okay. Let's see. Eye patch. I bet. I believe everyone in the chat has blocked you besides me. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Do the Raiders trade Max? I hope so because the Bears are on it.
Yeah, they're going to move on.
Bears are said to be very well. The problem is that Clint Kubiak went in there and said that they're keeping him.
Yeah,
that's the issue, right? Like it's going to be very interesting to see how. The Raiders need a complete overhaul. If the Raiders were smart, they would strip that roster down for draft picks and just start from the bottom up. And I think Fernando Mendoza is going to be a massive bust in the draft. And they're going to draft him. They are going to draft him. Chuck Cooper, Monty, are you encouraged by the two most recent games from Chelsea? No, we can't defend.
See, this would be a good cameo right here. This would be an excellent cameo.
I love it. Jake is locked on the Cameo thing. Locked on Cameo.
That should be our Cameo name, dude. Locked on Cameo.
The biggest issue for Chelsea is that we don't defend. And we didn't do anything in the January window. So, that color shoe is pretty sick. It really is.
Yeah.
It really, really is. Jake, I agree that the defense was pretty bad. I think your TCU's...
There wasn't progress, dude. There wasn't progression in the program. It was a stagnant year. You were the same team you were. I think that...
In a very mediocre conference, you went 5-4.
It's not the offense, dude. It wasn't Josh Hoover's fault. It's the defense. I mean, again, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Some content creators on YouTube have learned that certain words get strikes, so they substitute words in their place. Well, there is that. Pew pew is one of them. That color shoe is pretty sick. It really is. I mean,
it's clean.
That is a really good looking shoe.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm not going to play in it this weekend. We're going to save it for Pelican in March.
Yeah.
I'm going down to Newport Beach to play golf.
I've never used spikes on Jordan 1s. The spike setup and the shoe setup on the Scotty is much better for full wet golfing. I just think the traction's better.
Yeah. It's supposed to be dry this weekend. So I'm playing my favorite course. Jake's coming up. We're playing my favorite course so far that I've found here.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I love that black and red combo on that shoe. Excellent. It really is. They look like bowling shoes. You think they look like bowling shoes?
No, I think that looks like you're a baller shoe and you're going to have a great round. That's what I think that looks like, dude.
No question about it.
Yeah.
Dude, shoes are elite. They really are.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? We're gonna roll up to Pelican Hill, and I can already see myself, black Jordan 1s, black pants, black socks, black vest, maybe I'll find a red polo to wear with it. Like I'm balling out in that shoe, dude. That's happening.
Yeah, I am. They ended the immigration operation in Minnesota. Wow, how about that? Okay. Are you okay? Well, you guys, we got to talk about memorabilia. Did you guys see this? The real estate mogul Jason Oppenheim from Selling Sunset has paid $400,000 for a John Riggins football jersey.
It's worth what someone's willing to pay, and I'll never be willing to pay that ever.
$400,000.
Nope. I would be.
No.
Listen, after the last time we talked about this, I thought about what situation would I be in to even be interested in sports memorabilia. And I can honestly say the only time I'd really ever be even remotely interested in it is if I was setting up a man cave of some kind, a basement setup with a great TV setup, and like just like not even like traditional sports memorabilia, but just like wall art or like just stuff to kind of spice up the room a little bit, just to kind of give it some flavor. That would probably be the only time I could ever even see myself like, if I wanted to frame like a Patrick Kane jersey or something, or like, if I like I mean, there's just a million and one that you could do, but like
my wife is the framer. Like we did a whole wall collage of pictures from Paris, and I'm not paying 400 gur for a jersey. I'm not doing it. I like golf pants just to wear to work. Love them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I have on Lulu pants today, and they're amazing. They are so comfortable. Kubiak should say they are keeping him, even if it's just to get other teams to offer more. Totally agree. Totally agree. How many shoes do you guys own that you won't ever wear?
I chopped down my collection when I moved. So I still got like 50, 60 pairs, but I definitely rotate through them. I wear my Jordans more than I wear like my 90s, but the golf shoe thing is just dependent on the weather. If it's wet, I'm not wearing Jordan 1s. It's just not a great wet weather shoe. You need the full support that the Scotty gives you. But when there is nothing I enjoy more than a sunny and 75 round in Jordan 1s. And, so I would say that I wear most of them.
But how many shoes do I own that that I'll never wear?
Yeah. You had to chop down your collection a little bit when you moved too.
Yeah. It hurt. Honest to God, I was not happy to do it. Bro, I don't think I have any I don't wear anymore. I finally put on my Kobe's.
Which the Grinches?
Yeah. I finally put on my Kobe's. I have about 100 something shoes right here in front of me. And on top of my shoe stacks, I have boxes of shoes that I haven't worn. My cool gray 11s, I have not worn those.
Such a comfortable shoe, dude.
I don't know. There's probably two or three. I don't want to put in my foot because I love them so much.
Yeah, I used to be in a place where I was like, man, that's such an elite shoe. I don't want to wear that shoe. But then I was like, dude, like, what's the point of having the shoe? Like, I'm not like, I'm definitely the guy that's not going to wear a really nice shoe on a rainy day. But when you get a nice day and you're going out to run your errands and stuff and do whatever you got to do, like there's nothing like putting on a really nice shoe, dude.
I mean, there's some like my favorite Jordan is a Jordan 3. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing a Jordan 1 mid. But like my favorite shoe is a Jordan 3. I probably have 20 pairs of Jordan 3s. Jordan 5s are really comfortable. One high premiums are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean poor fashion advice? A little. They still look good, though. Okay. Chelsea's problem is that Chelsea think through the Chelsea. They're the Chelsea of 15 years ago, Premier League. Well, I wouldn't even say that. The biggest problem for Chelsea is we needed a manager change. We've done that. Rossignol has been amazing. Cole Palmer clearly was not playing for the previous manager. But nobody here wants to talk soccer.
No.
Nobody here wants to talk
Cameo.
Soccer. I am Daisy Dukes in a wife beater when golfing. The mullet wig really pulls the outfit together. I can relate to that. I do. I don't see bowling when I look at those shoes. They look clean.
Either. Yeah, me either.
Clean. They're amazing. It's one of the best birthday gifts you've ever gotten me, I think. Yeah. Chelsea's defense has definitely been trashed. They have given up multiple leads throughout. See, we were up 2-0 the other day. Then Cole Palmer choked in the 94th minute. How did he miss? Cole Palmer missed the goal from 2 feet in front, in the goal mouth. Like a perfect ball in, and you figure it out. I don't know. The value of memorabilia is based on what people are willing to pay. It's about emotion when tied to it. Totally agree. Totally agree. Sean the Hammer, a member for 16 months.
Okay, doing membership now. See here. Okay.
Appreciate you. Are golf sandals worth it? I'm too serious for golf sandals.
Yeah, if you're... Yeah, see, again, this is the thing with golf. If you're a serious golfer, if you're someone who's trying to play well and, like, it's not just a recreational thing, like, if you really care that much about it, no, I wouldn't buy golf sandals. I'm not a huge sandal guy generally, though, so you're probably not asking the right guy if you're looking for a yes.
Yeah, I love this shoe. Yeah. I do. I'm not a big sandal guy either, but when I'm in Hawaii, different story. But Jake got me these 2 pairs of Nike. I can't remember what they're called now. The Nike slides you got me in the black shoe, the sandal, the clog. Yeah, it's amazing. They're comfortable. I told the wife that I don't get it when talking about people having tons of shoes. She says, no, you just like getting guitars that cost more. I said, I do not have them that many guitars. Well, there you go. But it's the car conversation.
Mm-hmm.
From yesterday. I have a
Nike React. That's what they're called.
Nike React, exactly. Yeah. I have a $100,000 BMW that I drive 2 days a week. But what did I do last night? I walked down to the garage and checked on it, make sure it's okay. You know.
Yep.
It's not for everybody. Having hundreds of shoes, not for everybody. You know. Chuck says 6 boxes of golf shoes in the closet, wearing my comfy FJs for walking.
Okay, one of the only shoes that I haven't had the opportunity to wear yet is a more traditional golf shoe, like a dressier shoe that a lot of guys wear. At some point, I'll do that. Not anytime soon, but at some point, I'd like to own just one pair just to see if the hype is worth the, you know, if they're actually good.
Yeah. Only thing I might consider buying in sports memorabilia would be the Nolan Ryan jersey where he took the Bo Jackson liner to the face. Bo and I have talked about that. So I think I've told this story on the show before. Bo Jackson was the single most awesomest guest I've ever booked when I worked on the Jim Rome TV show. My job was to book guests. I got Bo Jackson. And he was promoting something called a Bo Jackson Better Bar. It was his protein bar. But one of the cool things about that is I got to spend a lot of time with Bo Jackson. And so Bo, and I wish I had kept it, Bo signed a picture for me. And I have no idea where that thing is now. But Bo Jackson it was awesome to talk to him about the moment where he hurt his hip. The moment him and that Nolan Ryan and the relationship that he and Nolan formed after that, like running up the wall and like all the cool shit that Bo Jackson ever did. Just talking to him, like Bo Jackson is a phenomenal dude. Like phenomenal. I sold a game worn vintage Hartford Whalers jersey for $400 in 2010, probably worth like $5,000 now. Hartford Whalers. The problem with Prem is there is far more parity than there has been in a long time. Look at the Nottingham and look at, again, Tottenham just fired their manager. Didn't Nottingham fire their manager? Maybe it was somebody else. Like, you're going through managers like crazy. Monty, Nike show matches his color shoe. Yes, it matches. Yeah, look at that. Yes, it does. The gaming chair. You want to talk about weight loss? This chair used to be incredibly uncomfortable. Now I love it because I don't have the fat ass I used to have. I don't want to see your toenail fungus with your golf sandals.
Agreed. Agreed. Didn't want to say that, but agreed.
Dude, always looking at the next guitar. Always, if you're a guitar guy. Always if you're a guitar guy. All right, before we get to the Big 12 story, having a Telluride that could start a fire at any moment. Not for everyone. Not for
everyone, dude. Not for everyone.
Rowdy Runner just waiting for Arsenal to let me down again.
Facts.
Bo Jackson wore a cape. What could he not do? He was amazing. He was. Ooh. I have a TCU Barry Sanders jersey. He's the GOAT.
So you don't get to do this, dude. This is what I'm talking about. You don't get to run TCU smack in here and then brag that you've got a Okie Light Barry Sanders jersey. Come on.
I'm not going to say it. James, I'm not going to say it.
Hey, come on, dude.
I'm not. Welcome to the nightmare. People pay what they think things are worth. A taped banana piece of art went for $6.2 million. No. I am not kidding you. If I buy another vest, what things am I banned from buying?
Shoes.
By my wife? Shoes.
Vests.
I think I am unallowed to buy vests anymore.
Clubs.
Condoms. Or no, I don't think my wife would care if I bought golf clubs. I have a great set of PXGs. By the way, we have a new partnership with PXG. You use promo code Monty Golf to get a free fitting at PXG. We didn't even talk about that. We have all the hookups for you guys. I have a great set of PXG clubs. I don't need new clubs, but if I said to my wife I want to buy a new hybrid, she would probably not be happy about it. My wife very much is. She doesn't really care what I work hard for my money. I really don't think my wife cares. But what am I going to do?
Thing you want? What's the next thing you want? Like if there was something to buy, what would be the next thing?
If I wanted to buy, boy, that's tough. There's nothing I really want right now. Yeah. I mean, I have, honest to God, I think I probably have an entire season worth of golf balls in my house right now. I don't know where they are, but
my Costco ran out of yellow golf balls, so I've been banned back to the white golf ball life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of golf balls I have. Dude, you go from 2,000 square feet to 900 square feet or whatever my condo is. You don't know. It's so bizarre. My wife, I think, knows where every single thing in our condo is. I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, I could not tell you. She pulled out my golf shoes the other day. I was like, cool, where have those been? Right? Because in my office, I have this stupid closet door that opens into the closet.
Right.
What's the fucking point of that?
Well, because it's such a small room that you wouldn't have it open into the room.
You can't use half the closet.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Listen, we're in a strange time.
I'm guessing that whatever's in the bins behind the closet, that's where all of my stuff is. Because I have no idea where my golf balls are. But if I said to my wife, hey, where are the golf balls? Oh, it's in the third bin on the left behind the door. And me being too fat, I can't even get in the closet anyway.
I wouldn't say, TJ, that golf clubs wear out. I think it depends how much you play. I think you hear pros talking about refreshing their clubs so much because all they do is hit balls like literally every single day. So, when you're hitting literally like probably 10 or 20,000 balls a year, yeah, you're probably going to wear your clubs out faster. But I like my PXGs probably don't need a new set for a while. I'd love to get a fresh set of wedges, but I think they're worn, but like, it's not enough to where you're like, I can't golf or something. It's
right.
Much
but you
more.
Got we rewrapped or put new
grips on them.
Grips.
Yeah, we re-gripped them.
Yeah.
And I have you had refreshed my driver last season, I believe it was.
A year ago. Yep.
Yeah. So
into a Black Ops driver. I'll tell you you guys do not care about this, but
I care about it.
The hybrid is a revelation.
Yeah.
I hit Mrs. Monty and I we played golf last Sunday, I think it was, with the jeweler guy. I using the hybrid off the tee and on the ground. I'm hitting. I haven't swung enough this week. I'm doing a lot of what they call dry swings in my house.
Yes.
But I just don't have time during the week to go to the range. But I am telling you, the hybrid, if I can continue if I drive the ball off the tee well, life is good. Life is good. And I am crushing hybrid right now. So, no, clubs don't wear out necessarily. The technology advancements are massive.
Unless you're tailor-made with your new driver and Scotty doesn't want it,
Yeah. Jeremiah Champion, subbing today. Jeremiah's a substitute teacher. Sitting in an empty classroom, no idea where the students are. Whoa, really? Monty Ghost would feel right at home here. What's the subject today, though? Is it like history or math or let me guess?
It is the history of the Monty Show program.
Is it health class?
Yeah, health and wellness.
Evangelize that 21 times a month.
Smoke dope, shrink your rope type deal.
Smoke dope, shrink your rope. It's interesting you bring that up.
Oh, man.
So we were walking the dog last night. My wife made a really interesting point about we've legalized marijuana, right? Like recreational marijuana. And here specifically in Seattle, should you be allowed to smoke weed in public? Because one of the major turnoffs for me about weed is the way it smells. I couldn't fathom myself ever smoking weed. I am wildly honest about this. I have never smoked weed. And one of the main reasons is I hate the way it smells.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand the smell of marijuana smoke amongst all the other stuff. Should you be able to smoke weed in public?
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's legal, then yeah. I mean, it's just like cigarettes, basically. I mean, I hate breathing in cigarette smoke. It's terrible. I hate the way weed smells. It's terrible. But, the reality is people do that stuff, and that's where, that's where I say, that's sort of a thing, a side effect of living downtown. You get a lot of that, because it's more of a much more confined.
It was on the golf course. It was on the golf course this past week up in Everett.
People do that all the time, bro. I like everyone likes to think in Salt Lake that nobody smokes weed. People smoke weed on golf courses in Salt Lake all the time.
We used to smell it all the time at Glenmore.
All the time, dude. And it's just, I think that my issue is that it's kind of like a convenience thing with weed. Like, we're okay with people smoking weed in public, but we can't drink in public. We can't.
Oh my God, I mean? Brits, my wife said the exact same thing. You can't drink in public, but you can smoke weed and impact other people.
Yeah, and that's my problem, dude. That's my problem. And the other thing I'd say about weed is I don't like that you can get a contact high off of it. That bothers me. So I just think I don't know. I was very fortunate to never really get into that scene, and I worked hard not to get into that scene. And I'm glad that I don't do that stuff. But I just think it's what I keep saying on the show, dude. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but enjoy the substance abuse stuff in the confines of your own house. Do it at home. I'm not here for it.
I really hate that there's so much weed. Like, I cannot tell you how many times, you walk down the street in Seattle, you're going to smell it. Parade, the Seahawks parade was a block away from my building yesterday.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Oh, it was wild. During the parade, okay, so I live like 2 blocks away from the entire parade route. Went through the middle of downtown. It went from all the way down by the Space Needle all the way down to Lumen Field, right? And I kind of live on the Lumen Field end more than whatever. It doesn't matter. My point is, it was right down the street, the whole parade route. It sounded like a Seahawks game. Like, it was loud. The crowd was roaring. It was incredible. And the weird thing was, everybody went to the parade. So the streets around my condo were dead silent. Nobody was on the street. There were no cars, nothing. And then when the parade got about halfway done, and my wife, I didn't even know this, all of a sudden, like all these dudes on scooters, there was like a scooter army invasion. And it turns out they were trying to go from the parade to Lumen Field to meet the players. And this dude, you guys, these scooters, now, I used to be never scooter guy, right? But when I moved to Seattle, Mrs. Monty and I got on the Bird scooters. I've learned how to ride them, and I actually enjoy them. Or not Bird. What are they called? Lime? Whatever they're called. So I've learned to enjoy them. I don't know what brand the orange scooter is. There's like a bright orange one. Bro, this guy, and I don't know if he was drunk or whatever. They have these like rectangle bars on our street corners. And I think it might be where you can lock your bike up on them or something. Yeah. I heard it. I didn't see what happened, but I jumped up and went out onto my balcony to see it. This dude drove one of those orange scooters right into that metal bar. And the cops came, the ambulance came, like it was a big to-do. And one of the interesting juxtapositions was dude on the ground being treated, and all the scooters just zoom, 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 like scooters, bicycles, like everybody's zipping down the street to get to Lumen Field. Yeah. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was high as a kite, because that's what it is. I went to a Dave Matthews concert 2 years ago and got a contact.
Why does it not surprise me you're a big DMB guy? That is so you, dude. That is so you, Jay.
Chewy Gonzalez for $10. My
wow,
guy.
It's almost like you got on Cameo, dude. Nice job.
My dude. Sorry I'm late. Mrs. Chewy was helping me with my 21 times a month.
Oh.
I see BDM is sending free cameos to Monty, and Bad Bunny James is going to see some frogs. Exactly right. 21, can you do something for me? Chewy, you never fail to disappoint. Good to see you, my guy. Joey says stoned in Seattle. Why, yes, they are. Try this one on for size. As a pilot, think about trying to avoid a contact high prior to flight. You have to be careful if you venture into public areas of high use. Yes, you do. Oh, it's biology.
You can't spool up the engines while you're high, dude? Come on.
You're teaching biology and astronomy. Well, astronomy, I'm a Pisces, so that's astrology.
That's astrology, not astronomy. It's astronomy. Anyway.
Good luck with that. Just get the edibles. It's healthier for you, and it does not bother other people due to smell or contact. And that's what I'm saying too, dude. And you know what the thing with that is, dude? It's totally a preference thing. You can't tell me it's anything else other than preference. People like to smoke, and I am just not that guy. I would agree with that. Also, they don't call them class periods anymore. They are hours, and they don't use bells anymore. They use chimes.
God, no.
How did we get to that? You don't use a bell anymore? Okay. I'm just going to move on. James, we need to have a drink sometime. Yes. Jeremiah Champion in Oak State, James, we need to see that. We need to see that. Oh, hell no, LOL. Teacher left them assignments on Google Classroom. I'm just a babysitter. There's something called Google. I give up. There's something called Google Classroom now. Okay. Midweek Coog. People that vape inside of stores drive me insane.
Yeah, what are you doing vaping inside, dude?
Bro, my wife and I joke about this all the time. When we'll be driving somewhere, and it's classic. You'll see idiot in a Japo shitbox with his windows rolled up.
Oh, here, wait. We have one of those.
Vaping in the car.
Hang on 1 second here. Hang on 1 second. Here we go. Okay, right there. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, this is the classic car where buddy's vaping inside, and he'll crack the window like a millimeter. And then the vape just comes rolling out of the... Bro. Why are you vaping in a confined space? Oh, I know. Why are you vaping at all? And now you get these people, and it's usually the elderly community who are like, oh, look at my weed vape. Like, dude, just smoke weed, grandma. Just get a J.
Why are you
roll
trying
a J.
to be cool, dude? Just knock
Come
it out.
on.
Go on about your day. Like, come on, man.
Come on. It just is. It's wild to me how much damage we do to ourselves from the food we eat. Did you guys hear about James Vanderbeek? The actor.
Yeah.
Moxon, right? From Friday Night Lights. Died of colorectal cancer yesterday. Broke. Like, just brutal. Leaving, I think he had 6 kids. Like, the shit we do to ourselves. And then on top of that, we smoke weed, we smoke cigarettes, and we vape. And it's like, dude, come on. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? That Vanderbeek thing, that weirds me out, man. That is I am begging you guys, if you're 30 years or older and you have not had a rectal exam, you need to get one. And I know it's uncomfortable, and I know that you do. What do they call that? Where you get your, I can't remember the procedure where you get scoped in your butt. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway.
Yeah.
You need to be checked. Colon cancer is brutal. It is just colonoscopy. If you haven't had a colonoscopy yet, I'd really encourage you to get one. Yes, Scoop. Get a colonoscopy. You guys, please. I am begging you to get a colonoscopy.
Hugh Janus.
If you're 30 years or older, especially if you have a family history, please get a colonoscopy. How many guys are going to have to pass and say, I wish I had done it? Like, it's just not. I'm begging you to go and do it. You know, 2 philosophies of life, brother. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. You live the fullest and damn the consequences, or live in fear and never experience life. Balance is a key. You know what? Again, I guess I'm just going to talk about my wife all day. We talk about this. You got to go and live your life.
Agreed. Yeah.
You got to go and live your life. And it's why, again, what do I want to buy myself? I want to go buy myself golf at Pelican Hill. My wife's going to Hawaii 3 times this year, and I say, damn right. Right? Like, she's going in March for her triathlon with her friends group. Then we're going in May to celebrate our anniversary. Is this year 25 years? This is our 25th anniversary.
No, it's already 25 years.
Yes. This is our 25th wedding anniversary.
Really?
This year. Yeah, and we're going to get pictures done, and I'm hoping. I really need to get going. Dude, we're going to Hawaii in May, and I need to lose like 30 pounds. I've got a treadmill rocket ship sitting in my living room that I don't use.
Bro. Get on that thing.
But I'm
incline walk.
I am, and I'm doing 6,000 steps a day. But the point is, my wife, who is naked, is standing right here staring at me. Won't use. She says to me, why don't you get on the treadmill? I'll be like, fuck off. Like, just
Waves in opposition.
Dude. My wife says to me, like, we're sitting on the couch the other night, and I'm bitching about the fact I think I only had 5,300 steps that day. And she's like, well, why don't you get on the treadmill? I'm like, why don't you get on the treadmill? She's like, yeah, I did this morning. My wife gets up at 5 a.m. and does these stupidly vigorous workouts.
Yeah, I mean, what's it like to be able to get up at any time, like 5 a.m. and work out, dude? You know, or like have energy to work out, dude. Come on.
Brutal.
You know, maybe I know. Why don't you turn the bag on tonight and walk on the treadmill and see how you feel? You know, Come on.
Had my tested last month. Good for you, Daniel. Way to go. Boys, I have a beautiful 32-year-old girlfriend. Look at the king of Thailand. Let's go.
I mean, it's not a problem that I think you're like 60 years old, but congratulations, dude.
No, he's not 60 years old.
Yeah, I thought he said he was older. Yeah.
And I'm just living the healthiest lifestyle. Let's go, dude. I hope you're great in Thailand. Way to go. Colonoscopy, a.k.a. James Bucky special. Exactly right, Chewy.
Dude, bro.
You know, Hugh Jazz. Okay.
No, that's a reference to a
Hugh
certain
Janus.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Colonoscopy, the best nap you'll ever take. Get it done, dude. It's so strange too. Like, they put you under, and you wake right back up and you're like, okay, I'm ready. Let's get this thing done. And they're like,
We're
it's
in a
over.
control position.
You know. Rickety cricket. Eat a gummy sometime, Monty.
Nah, I don't think so, dude. No.
Yeah, it is very sad.
Dude, I'm telling you, golf is a great therapeutic thing. I can't tell you how enjoyable it is I finally figured out after 2 years of golfing, I have finally figured out how to hit some semblance of a hook or a draw with a driver. And that was one of the crowning moments of my weekend, dude.
And see, I'm the exact opposite. I was talking to a big time golf coach on TikTok a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he somehow found a video of mine and DM'd me and said, I want to give you free advice. He's a guy that used to work with PXG, and I don't want to say that.
About.
Yeah. And he said, stop trying. Because he was asking me how I feel about my driver. Mm-hmm. Because my swing, if you guys have, and you haven't, I'm just saying this for reference. My swing is completely different right now than it's ever been. And if you've watched me play golf, you know that my swing is really evolved, and I'm actually swinging really well right now. He said to me, are you happy with your driver? And I said, I want to try and hit a draw, and I can't draw a golf ball off the tee. And he said, well, from what I see, you're hitting power cuts. Why do you want to draw it? And it just, a light went off in my head. Like, yeah, why am I trying to draw the ball?
The reason that I would, so it wasn't in my head to try to hit a draw with the driver. I was honestly just trying to straighten the ball out because I was cutting it too much. I was slicing it, not cutting it. And then I figured out, well, how can I get the club back onto the plane that I wanted on, swinging on the right arc, to hit a straighter shot. And so I was like messing with like how I turn, and like I was just tinkering basically. And I just kind of just happened upon it. And then now I've stopped like hitting it miles to the right. And now like my miss is to the left now, which I was really happy with. I was like, all right, well, if I'm hooking it to the left, I would rather do that than baseball swing it and hit it way off to the right.
And I will tell you this, and I've never said this out loud. I am such a bad golfer. When I am playing poorly, I've really worked on being nicer to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never said anything like what I'm about to say ever. I did not have a bad tee shot in my round of golf on Sunday. Anything driver, mini driver, and hybrid off the tee, nails.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute nails. I had one swing with a 4-wood where my front, it was really wet. My front foot slipped out.
Yep.
And so I hit a huge right to left. Yep. Not a hook. No. It was a huge draw because my foot slipped. It started on the left of the fairway, and then I stood up and re-hit it, and I hit a nice fade.
Yeah.
Right? I am telling you, I'm hoping, that this sticks because I'm actually hitting the ball very well. Make fun of me for my Spartans, but I'll be damned if that doesn't keep me in good shape and helps me be present for my kids.
There is no question about it. Sometime in the next 3 to 4 years, when I have time, when life allows it a little more, there will be a period in life where we're getting in great shape, where like there's a ton of lifting happening. There's a full. Now, I'll never be a runner like that, Jeremy. I just don't enjoy it enough to do it.
Yeah.
But there will definitely be. I'm a big believer in VO2 max and having that correlate. VO2 max and leg strength are what help you live a long life, and that's definitely part of the plan.
Yeah. F off. That treadmill word is triggering. I'm going to do it. I am committed to it. The short-term goal is to lose 30 pounds by the time I go to Hawaii, because we're taking new pictures because my other pictures in Hawaii are embarrassingly bad. But I want to lose 30 pounds by Hawaii as a start. But I did not want to walk down the street, dude. I used to hate going for walks. And now I love it. It's 3 times a day. I really try to walk. I try to get 3 miles and 6,000 steps every day. And I usually hit that mark. So I'm committed to it. I am committed to it. I lost 30 pounds by walking 10 miles every day. I don't have the time to walk 10 miles. I really don't. I can't with today. Today is an interesting day, right? Jared used to walk to Subway every day to lose weight. It led to other things. I will not walk to Subways. I am not walking to Subway. You know, Jared Fogel's getting out of jail soon, allegedly.
Really?
Yeah. I did 5 miles this morning on the elliptical, 4 a.m., took bucked up LFG prior. Stuff makes you sweat, you guys. The bucked up supplement thing.
Superior, dude. Superior.
Yeah. Promo code Monty, get 20% off at buckedup.com. I use EAAs. What I'm drinking, this is 2 scoops, 10 milligrams of creatine, 1 scoop of essential amino acids in mandarin flavor. Get 20% off at buckedup.com. You have to supplement. Can we get edible recommendations from Marcus? I'm just not sure which ones taste the best. No,
I don't think Marcus is that guy, but
No, he's more of a roll it and smoke it guy. Forrest has sacked 3 coaches this year, plus 4 other teams have fired their head coaches. It's brutal. What's a mini driver? Do you not know? Oh my! Just Google search PXG secret weapon, and it will change your life.
The mini driver is basically a club where it's just as it's labeled. It's a driver, but it has a smaller head on it so that you cannot. Typically, most golfers will use it. Like for me, I use my mini driver as a 280 to 290 club. When I'm playing a hole that's got danger at 300 yards or so, I'm going to hit the mini driver and I'm going to hit it in a way where it lands 270, 280 and rolls to 290. That way I know there's no way, no how that ball is going to be wet or that ball is going to be in any type of danger. And honestly, it was kind of a revelation that when you swing the club the correct way, you don't have to swing as hard, which was really nice. And to that question earlier about clubs getting worn out, I just think as amateur golfers, you just don't hit your clubs enough to wear them out inside of 3 or 4 seasons, in my opinion.
Yep. I love the mini driver. Essentially, it's a smaller profile driver that allows you to control the ball at distance much further. I hit my mini driver about 310, 315. Right. And again, the other morning playing golf, I hit a drive that I think in cold, wet weather was 325 yards with a driver. It's when you learn how to, for me, it's all hitting off my front foot. It's incredible.
This is a casual take right here. It's not. The ball flies differently off the mini driver.
It's not a 3-wood at all.
The 3-wood and the 4-wood hit a much higher ball. And it typically is not
lot
nearly
more spin.
It's
a
more
lot
spinny.
More spinny.
Yeah, it's more spinny and it's not a penetrating ball flight at all. The mini driver will hit a penetrating shot that is lower, that will lower the dispersion and keep the ball somewhere more. It just takes risk out of it. It makes it so if you hit a bad shot with the mini driver, yeah, you may still find the rough, but you're not going to lose the ball. It just takes the danger out of it.
Yeah, I am, and Chuck, I don't know if you've ever hit a mini driver or not, but I am 4-wood mini driver. I don't carry a 3-wood because I hit it depends. It really depends on the day with the 4-wood for me. On a tee, I'm hitting 4-wood about 290. On a tee, I'm hitting mini driver 310. I can count on 310 with a mini driver. With the driver, I can count on right now. I can count on 320, 330. My driver's really coming along, so we'll see. But it is nothing like a 3-wood. I promise you, it is nothing like a 3-wood. Conopoli or bust. Let's go, Monty. My wife actually really likes playing Conopoli.
Great course.
Really likes playing Conopoli. I'm not sure if we're going to play golf in Maui this time. We haven't really decided that. but we'll see. I think getting better on a bike machine instead of a treadmill would be easier to do each day. I love, you know what? I need it to warm up because I really love riding bikes. I have a really nice Trek e-bike, and it's a game changer.
Yeah.
My dude, you have a furry little exercise machine that needs to get moving. Do it for your dog and you get the benefits. It's awesome. My dog is super healthy. And I think walking here has been, what did Chuck say? The divorce diet sheds the weight like no other, dude. I hope
I'm telling you, as dudes, there's something special to I'm going to build a day that lets me get it, like plenty of time to work out, like an hour and a half of like, because there's a difference between going to the gym and rushing through a workout versus going to the gym, getting a good stretch in, getting a nice warm up in, then getting your 40 minutes of lifting or whatever, and then cooling it down. And like, so it's just, you just have to build that time in.
Yeah. Scoop says, I worked for PXG. We called that club a spoon.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I love it.
The new secret weapon is the best mini driver in the world. It is, and everybody now recognizes it. Do you guys understand that the secret weapon was an accident? PXG was not in the mini driver business. And they had an intern in their engineering and design department pitch them on a mini driver. And this kid went to work on this mini driver, built it, spec'd it, engineered it, and it's become a revelation. The
Jake
PXG
Knapp carries it.
And he says it is the single best club he has in his bag. Is the PXG mini driver.
Yeah, listen, I have TaylorMades.
Unbelievable.
TaylorMades. The R7 quad mini driver is really good. I need to regrip it to the same grip as my driver. It's got a skinny grip on it, and that I really like the grip that my driver has. But I hit it over the weekend. It's great. It's one of my favorite things about hitting mini drivers. The ball does not roll out really far. It goes, and it's easy to go, and you don't have to swing hard, but you can rely on it to not roll out for like miles. And you might be saying, well, why would you want that? Why wouldn't you want to just hit as far as you can? Well, because there are some times where I would prefer to play. Like, I don't enjoy, when I haven't practiced a lot, I don't enjoy hitting the 60 to 70 yard shot. I would much prefer to play from like 100, 110, because that's a more comfortable shot for me going into the green. So the mini driver lets you do that if you so choose. So I just think I think there's some confusion around like why you would carry it, why you would use it, what its value is, but it has a place in the bag.
Yes.
If you can hit your driver more than 300 yards regularly with consistency, the mini driver has a place in your bag. No question.
Yeah, I don't hit mine off the deck ever because I hit the forward off the ground really well.
Yeah.
I don't use my mini driver off the deck at all.
But it's certainly a tee down club. You're
not as low as the forward off the tee, but not as high as a driver. I'm telling you, man, I'm reinvigorated about golf again, and mainly it's because I'm playing well.
Yeah.
So, the divorce diet works, no question. But, does Jake wear his vest to the gym?
No.
No, mainly because he doesn't go to the gym. Monty, don't waste your money right now on Kapalua courses. Yeah, they're in tough shape. I played the dunes at Maui Lani Golf Club a couple of weeks ago in great condition, $130 with a cart, played 36 with my son. I will play a couple rounds. Me and my wife, I think it's called Pukalani. It's upcountry Makawao.
Okay.
And it is a phenomenal course. It is. You and I need to take a boys trip back to Oahu because I need to play Turtle Bay.
That was a wonder, dude. One of my favorite things about that very average round that we had the chance to play was the sunset vibes while we were playing.
God.
There was a hole that is oriented a certain way to where the sun kind of shines through the trees. And it's just amazing, dude. It's incredible.
My wife has wife hearing on. She's like, I want to go to Oahu.
Mm-hmm.
We should. I listen, I'm on this whole vibe of I have a lot of financial freedom because I'm debt free. And I am the guy that would take a Friday off, get on a Thursday flight, be in Oahu on Friday morning, play golf Friday and Saturday, and fly back on Sunday.
Mhm.
I don't give a rat's ass. I am ready to do. I say this to Jake all the time. Hey, let's go. Let's hop on a plane and go play here, or let's go. I'm all about it. My wife and I the other weekend just got in the car and drove to Vancouver.
Mhm.
Like, I think you have to do that stuff.
Yeah,
and
I
I
think-
know it's not fun.
Well,
to necessarily spend that money.
It's not that it's not fun. It's more fun to spend that money when, to your point, you're debt free. That's the thing. And I also think that you guys are in a really unique position because you're not trying to build your life at this point. You're just you're making your money. You're doing your thing. You're pretty much set up. Like, there's not, I'm sure there are things you're trying to accomplish, but you do have a lot of freedom that a lot of people don't have, which, I think is important to understand.
I'm telling you guys, I don't care what you have to do. Get out of debt.
Yeah, you have, and that's
Get
the
out
thing.
of debt.
That's the thing. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. Without getting into specific numbers, like all of my, like, I'm not struggling financially, but all of my, everything I'm doing right now is to get out of debt. Like I, whether it's having just one car in the household to, not buying a ton of things that I would, if I wasn't in debt, I probably would have bought a couple of new wedges for the season, but didn't do that. If I wasn't, if I wasn't in debt, probably would have like 5 or 6 weekends already on the books to go golfing, but not going to do that. Right. Like trying to balance that, so I just think that it's not a great place to be when you have if you look at the numbers in our country, most Americans have, 30 to 50K in credit card debt right now. That's the kind of common position that the analytics say that, over half the country is in right now. And that's just really tough. That means that your minimums are about $1,500 a month, which is tough. That's a lot of money, So I think it's not a want to thing. Like, I'm with you, I'm with you, but eventually you have to say no to be able to get out of that. So then you can start saying yes more consistently.
And I'm telling you right now, don't buy things, buy experiences. That's why, like, the shoe thing doesn't bother me that much. Like, right now I'm buying some clothes. Like, because my clothes are comically too big, but and then we got to get to this Nebraska thing. But the going out to eat thing we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled about going out to eat anymore. Like, the experience at home, like, it's that kind of thing.
It's just miles better. It's just better.
It is.
Like it is. And I know that you used to have a really nice Traeger and you sold that, but like I have the smallest Traeger you can buy. I don't have a super nice one, but I got the smallest one you could buy because I really like using a smoker. And I have the Blackstone that you got me. Between those two and just the frying pan I have, I mean, I'm making food and having an experience and a relationship with food that's just miles better. And I can eat whatever I feel like on the day. Like, I can get the steak, or I can get, I can put together a really nice chicken dish, or like, it just is not, it's not the same as it used to be. And it's really unfortunate, but that's just where we are.
It's Tyler Edits. Yes, we talked about Parker, Kingston, and BYU. Go back to the beginning of the show. You can hear that. But let's get into, now that the show's almost over, let's get into the big story of the day. I do find myself, obviously, I pat myself on the back every chance I get because nobody's going to do it. Right? Nobody's going to do it. And I am going to tell you, I've had this story for 10 years and I keep receipts. I tweeted this on October 5th, 2016, and people laughed at me. Reading the replies to this tweet, it's amazing. The Big 12 was willing to let Oklahoma walk because Nebraska has expressed serious interest in rejoining the league. And people were like, oh, you're full of your sources, bro. Trust me, like all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like going back and rereading that story, all of it, dude. All of it. I love every bit of it, every drop of it. I take it in. right? And then you go into the story that broke yesterday, and what do you know? Nebraska almost rejoined the Big 12 because they are a cultural non-fit in the Big 10. They are a cultural non-fit. And it is incredible to me that here we sit 10 years later, and again, you have a situation where Nebraska is unhappy in the Big 10. But are they going to leave the Big 10 at this point? No, of course not. Of course not. But Bill Moose, who was the athletic director for schools like Washington State, Oregon, Nebraska, he wrote a book. And in that book, he talked about how Nebraska damn near left the Big 10 for the Big 12. And when did he say it almost happened? 2016, 2017. He actively tried to get the Huskers back to the Big 12. Knowledge of this prompted me to implement a stealth approach to exploring possibilities by secretly testing the waters of returning to what was still known as the Big 12, even though it consisted of just 10 members. I am telling you, and I continue to tell you this, I will continue to tell you this. The Big 10 is not in a good place. The Big 10 is not in a good place. And it is really difficult right now to be content and happy if you're in the Big 10 and you are looking at what the SEC is doing. Because the SEC, for better or for worse, the SEC is dominating financially. And outside of the top 3 or 4 in that league in the Big 10, nobody is thriving. USC, UCLA, Oregon, Washington, not thriving in the Big 10. Nebraska, not thriving in the Big 10. And at some point, the Big 10 is going to have to make a move to put themselves on better footing. But Jake, I would just like to say this is where I retire. I get off the Monty Show forever because I don't know what more awesomeness. I don't know what more awesomeness I can put into the ether, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, now that we've gone out on this moment, and the show is retiring, looks like you guys are gonna have to migrate to another channel, and we did our best, and we got it right for decades at a time, and that's just where we are, dude. I mean, it's all fun and games until you got 10-year-old receipts, dude. And I think that listen, dude, I think that Nebraska, I've been saying this for 3 seasons now. Nebraska is an underperforming football program that likes to tell you they're moving in the right direction. And I just don't buy it. And I think that the Big 10 with the top end brands they have makes it so Nebraska can't compete at the top of the league. And they need to go to a lesser conference, with all due respect to the Big 12. And I think Nebraska would fare better in the Big 12. I think culturally it's a better fit. I think geographically it's a better fit. Stylistically it's a better fit. And the problem is that once you get on that, this is what I talked about leaving Salt Lake the other day, right? Once you get on that good juice, you don't want to leave it, right? Once you're making that Big 10 bread, you don't want to leave that. And that's their problem, is that now they're addicted to that money instead of addicted to building a proper athletic department. So,
and you're seeing, look at the SEC, what the SEC do for last financial year. They distributed $72.3 million per university.
Yeah. Alabama's athletic budget came out today, or their profit and loss margin. They made $33 million, dude, after everything. So try telling me that the SEC is not in a great spot. Come on.
I just think it's really tough to look back at who should be and who's not in the Big 12. And you start looking at Missouri, Texas A&M, OU, Nebraska, Texas. this would be the dominant athletic property in the country. But they just couldn't get it right. And I still maintain the Big 12 is lucky to be here today, because if USC hadn't evacuated to the Big 10, I think the Big 12 would no longer be in existence.
Yeah, agreed.
In all seriousness. Big Daddy Dallas, Nebraska has been a huge disappointment in the Big 10, 100%. Rutgers and Maryland, too. Completely agree. Let Nebraska go. Rutgers, too. Rutgers is such a good university, but they're not a P4 athletic department. They don't have the financial resources to compete, in my opinion. Right? Oh, look at Muldoon. I'm a Rutgers grad. We don't belong there either. In mountains of debt. What about, did you guys see Florida State? Look at this. And you think, like, hey, Florida State lost
this is what I'm talking about,
$7 million.
This is what I'm talking about, bro. It's no way to live. And
bro,
I'm just ringing this bell right now to anyone who's a young 30-something, who, you know, is in debt. Like, it's no way to live, dude. You have to be willing to upset people and disappoint people or whatever, to say, no, I can't do that, dude. I can't do it right now. As much as I want to, I can't. I need to put that money into the debt. I need to chop that debt down. And then next year, when I'm out of debt, I'll buy the car. I'll take the trip. I'll I'll do those things that we all want to do in life. But, you know, Florida State being in that amount of debt, like Rutgers, Nebraska, it's no way to live, dude. And they're just sitting here. You're just sitting here. It's like what our government's doing. You're sitting here just piling it on and piling it on. And eventually that's going to come for your ass, dude. That's going to come and get you. And that's why you have to do something about it. So I just, you know, it's not the right thing. And these schools and these conferences need to get on the same page, because the Big Ten's is spending too much time hyping up the TV deal and not enough time dealing with the fact that half their conference is in massive debt. And because of that debt, they can't compete in NIL in the portal. And then we wonder why Ohio State wins the league every year. Like, that's the problem, dude. It is
definitely tough. And when you see that the SEC is distributing $72 million, and the Big Ten in 2024, I think, was the last release, distributed like $62 million. I mean, it's really difficult to have this conversation about these conferences wanting to go to 20, 30 members. Not every conference is built for that. Do you know how much money you have to make to fund 20 plus universities? Huge. Let's say Nebraska comes out and say they are going back to the Big 12. Would they be the favorite? No.
Absolutely not.
No. I think Texas Tech is a behemoth.
I think they could be top 5. They could be top 5 in the Big 12. Not top 2, though.
Certainly. I don't know. I don't know who the best team in the Big 12 is other than Texas Tech, because they're just so deep and they're so well heeled and they're so well. I give Joey McGuire a lot of credit. I think he's done a wonderful job with that program right now.
Yeah. And then when your AD comes out this morning, I believe it was, might have been last night, and it's talking about how the new top end of NIL is $40 million. I mean, they know what they're doing, dude. They know what they're doing.
Can we go back and trade Nebraska for Oklahoma? Yeah, candies and nuts, right?
John Matt's here.
Leslie, hello. Big Lil 12. Bob Bowlesby did what he had to do. Even departed UT had bliss over Texas, over Tech punishing their once foil. Okay.
Okay, BDM. Thanks. Next comment.
Rock and rant. Look, when it comes to FSU, to be fair, a lot of that debt is just financing of investments like the stadium, like you would finance your mortgage over time. So I don't know if that exactly. I don't think Nebraska would be top 5 in the Big 12. Matt Rule should never have been extended.
Couldn't agree more.
Ooh, there's a lot in that, Rock.
I will still say, though, that even if it is the stadium financing, it's still debt. That's the other thing that I've matriculated on. Debt is debt, dude. Whether it's a car loan, a mortgage, credit cards, it's debt. Like, and I understand that there's, obviously, like
Marcus said throw legal fees into that stadium conversation.
Yeah, that's a great point, dude. But like, I understand that like real estate appreciates and you can play the debt game with that because it does appreciate, and I get that. But a lot of these schools typically don't have appreciating assets that they're in debt on, and that's the problem is that the Pac-12 thinks that it's ever going to get out of this legal fee hole. And they're not. They're going to have to. That's going to come for them for the next 5 years trying to pay that thing off.
Well, to Rock's point, though, has anybody made a bigger mistake than Matt Rule leaving Baylor for Carolina?
Nope.
I mean,
foolish.
Baylor paid a price for that. Matt Rule paid a price for that. The Big 12 paid a price for that. I mean, because has Matt Rule been a failure at Nebraska? No.
Disappointment for sure.
Has he disappointed? Has he met expectations? No. Dylan Raiola's gone now. He was a bust. Like, yeah, Delaric, he should have never left Baylor. I mean, that's a tough argument to fight against.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think you guys will call me a homer. I think the SEC is the strongest conference. I'm not even sure it's an argument at this point. Like, you look at what their money looks like. You look at they have the best TV deal. Distribution-wise, reach-wise, across the one of the biggest complaints I have with the Big Ten TV deal is I don't know where the games are every week. Where this Big Ten Saturday night and the SEC is on ABC and ESPN.
Easy.
The ESPN app, ESPN Plus on my TV, done. They have the cleanest distribution
ESPN
deal.
infects your life. You don't have to ask where anything is. You can just go and get it, and that's it, and it's easy peasy.
And I hope at some point ESPN gets the Olympics because this bullshit that Peacock's doing.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Is awful. You can. I am telling you, and again, to bring my wife into this conversation, nobody is a bigger fan of the Olympics than my wife. We tried to watch it last night. It's unwatchable in the way they package it.
Did you in the Peacock app? I tried to watch it last night in the Peacock app. And their feed was down and it just said that it would be back up in like 20 minutes. And I'm like, dude,
the
what
buffering
are you doing?
and the scrubbing
it's
and
terrible.
Dude, we're trying to watch biathlon, the shooting cross-country skiing ridiculousness.
Event, it's amazing.
And it's blurry and it's frustrating to me the way we have to watch TV. So the way that the SEC TV deal is packaged it's clean and easy.
Yes.
It's clean and easy.
It's how it should be.
And the Big 12, the same. The Big 12 is on ESPN or ABC. It's clean and easy. And it's frustrating to me.
Let me get our other topic in here real quick. Does the changing floor thing in the Big 12 tournament make you watch that more?
No, this was a nothing burger. Am I being too, you guys in the comment section, am I being too hard about this? This big announcement yesterday was that the Big 12 is going to use LED floors. It is really cool. This is not a big announcement. It's essentially a glass LED floor that is really neat. And I agree it's really cool but is this a huge announcement? Like I was expecting them to say that Jeffrey Epstein was alive and he was going to never mind. The point is
I was expecting them to announce that Darren Peterson would actually play on this new floor.
Okay, here we go. I agree. This felt like a nothing burger.
I think it's very cool technology. It's very cool technology. I will definitely watch to see how they use this. So I really like in the NHL the LED board effect that they have on TV now. I think that's really cool, especially when there's a goal scored.
They have this technology in the NHL, where they can change it. Like if you're watching, I watch a lot of Blackhawk hockey. On the road, on television, on the Blackhawk broadcast, it's all Blackhawks. It's all their board sponsors, the Dasher sponsors, and the ice sponsors are all Chicago Blackhawks. So the technology exists. This is a physical piece of equipment on the ground that you're playing basketball in.
Yeah, I think
which makes it different.
Yeah, I think there is a real conversation around it being a glass floor versus a wood floor. I do think that I'll be interested to see what comes of that. Do we hear a lot of coaches talking about it, players talking about it? Certainly they'll be asked about it. So my initial thought was like, okay, is this going to be a thing during the tournament where people complain about this, or will people actually like this? People being the coaches, the players, the officials.
I think it won't matter to them. Well, if it
doesn't matter to them, then I think it's a great deal. I think it's what you should be doing, and this is the future of basketball. I think the NBA showed us this technology,
good point.
And the Big 12 jumped all over it. But if it's a thing where people don't like playing on the glass floor, that they prefer a wood floor, then
or how does the ball bounce? Does it get slick?
Yes.
Like how does it handle perspiration and sweat? Like
yes.
Does it damage a body when you fall down? Like
yes, those are all things to consider. So I think it's great. I think it opens up the opportunities for halftime shows during a basketball tournament, like in-game entertainment. I think obviously of course the obvious thing is, hey, it's going to help us with ad dollars and making more money and things like that, which I don't have a problem with necessarily. But like in the NHL, they've always done like lights on the ice and like all kinds of stuff between whistles, and like they really take advantage of that. So I'm curious if in the Big 12 tournament this year we see them really push the envelope on like ad placement and like all that stuff. Because if you're on that floor when the floor is changing constantly, I have to imagine that may distract
I don't think they'll be doing that. I really don't think they'll be doing that. But you won't change it during games, I don't think. Delaric, who's been a member for 35 months. A member for 35 months. I hate LED floors for all basketball needs to be wood. We'll see, man. We'll see. TJ Beck, he's a pilot. What a stud. The LEDs are cool, but what's cooler is wins. Wow.
Facts, brother.
God damn.
Facts.
Chuck Cooper, Benny's all over the boards during Blackhawk games. Yeah. If Benny's doesn't carry it, you probably should be.
Benny's Beverage Depot.
Mediocre rule. Is that Matt's nickname? And then they got clowned by Kentucky trying to quit your former Notre Dame backup quarterback.
Pack your shit. Let's go.
Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear about Notre Dame until we win game one. If Marcus doesn't go undefeated,
Bavakwa.
I don't know how we replicate the greatest. No. You're not going to suck me into this, Rob.
Bavakwa.
Well, I don't know that he's sucking you into anything, but
grow up.
I never sucked any ding dongs.
It's cool and innovative to get fans and teams hyped up. So I think Brett Yormark thinking the conference tournament coming up soon, trying to make a big announcement. Well, you know what, you guys? I think the in-arena product at the Big 12 tournament's always been elite. This will enhance that.
Yeah.
Leslie, Oregon yet gave old Pac. Bro, you've got to stop with the LSD.
Yeah, are you on crack, dude? Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, can we get a sensible comment?
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Okay, real quick, because then we got to go. Can we talk about Lewis Hamilton and Kim Kardashian? No, listen. I understand Kim K. People have driven a lot of laps on that track. Okay. Like there's been come on, man. Lewis Hamilton, the best you can do is Kim Kardashian. And then how did they get outed? They got outed with some really, frankly, I didn't
listen to bro in the background.
No, don't listen to bro in the background. Watch the hot chicks rolling on the floor together.
And we're trying some tricks tonight.
Shelby, you try it. Ready, steady, go. We got
Roll into it. Go.
I will pull you.
2, 3, round. See, it's not as easy. That happened to me. There's no way.
And then push off.
Push away.
Barely. It's almost all.
That's it.
Push. Strafey. I'm holding you. I can't.
I'm not saying they're not hot. I'm just saying, like I said, a lot of people have driven laps on that track. And that is Lewis Hamilton in the background. There's no doubt. We know they're dating. If you're Lewis Hamilton, do you just overlook the Kanye thing? Do we just overlook the Ray J video that's all over the
Pete
place?
Davidson thing?
Pete David. Do we just
respect.
look all that? Could you date a girl? Could you marry a woman who has a sex tape with another man?
Absolutely not.
I could not do it.
Absolutely not.
I could not do it.
Absolutely not, dude.
So now you're going to sit here and tell me that Lewis Hamilton.
Listen, Lewis Hamilton and Kim K are a match made in heaven personality wise. He is a fashionista. He loves money. He's one of those elitist guys. I respect him. Hell of a career. Don't know why you went to Ferrari. That is an ass team right now. Car is terrible. You went to Ferrari just to say that you drove for Ferrari in F1. Totally get that part of it. But Lewis, bro, this is a mistake, dude. And it's cool to be friends with them. You want to hang out with them, great. But if you're not paying attention to the Kardashian curse as far as men are concerned,
the Kardashian curse.
It's tough, dude. It's tough. And I'm not saying it's all their fault. Dudes have made some bad decisions, done some dumbass things. I can get down with that, and I even agree with that. But I don't know. I guess I just felt like this was a little out of left field for him. But, you know.
The Kardashian curse.
And I'll see you in Valhalla.
That's a lot of badunk-a-dunk to roll, man. Hey, dude, listen, I don't necessarily want to shop at that store, but if I could roll around on the floor in that store, I probably would.
Big hammer.
Right. When the big files in June, they'll be in the mid 70s. SEC just filed their previous year. Big does agree. The SEC's got the win. Talk about getting worn out from TJ's golf club comment. Okay. I am telling you now. Yes, it's a crash course. That's exactly what the Kardashians are.
It's disgusting.
Would you date a Kardashian?
Nope.
How come?
Because you damn well know why. Because the only reason, and this is what I don't get for Lewis. You have money, dude. You're a 100 millionaire. You're rich beyond rich.
Beyond rich.
Like, you're really telling me that this is who you wanna lock up with? This is what you're trying to do.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
I don't know, man. It's not for me, dude. It's not for me.
I would not date a Kardashian.
No.
I would not date a Kardashian.
You're asking for trouble, dude.
Lewis Hamilton and Kim Kardashian are allegedly dating, and I say, hey, if that's what makes if that's what turns the motor for Lewis Hamilton, see, these are all
third leg was just phenomenal.
You know, if that's what sparks the plug for Lewis Hamilton, if that's what puts you into gear, if
that's what charges your battery.
Yeah, if this is what puts you on the podium, knock yourself out, kid.
Listen, if the tire degradation here doesn't bother you, then hop in that seat, dude. It's all man.
The tires are degraded already.
Yeah.
What are you even talking about? I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
all right, find us on Cameo. Our Cameos are $10. They're very affordable. Anything you want in a Cameo video, download the Cameo app. Make a request for $10.
No, we're not rolling around on the floor. Nice try, though.
Kardashian style. We're not. Find us on Cameo. PXG code Monty Golf. Monty Golf, something like that. Monty Golf, Monty. Monty Golf is our PXG code. Get a free fitting. We got all the hookups for you, including the advocates at theadvocates.com. 24/7, 365. When you're in an accident, it's the worst day of your life. That's why you got to get the best at theadvocates.com. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.